Raise the Land is very good.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, it's going into every single list.
Yes.
It's just that needed card.
Can you imagine being a Genmu player and going up like playing an Ascent and you go up to your friends after your round and you're like, yeah, I played against raccoons. We're like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah.
You know, like,
we knew that was the auto loss.
yeah. No, sorry. Whoa. Backtrack that up a second.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Team True Podcast, a Grand Archive TCG podcast. I am Isaac, Grand Archive, and joining with me today is Caven.
I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, getting back from the Creators Summit, which was an amazing event, by the way. I'm not trying to make you guys jealous for not being able to be a part of it, but it was so much fun. Hanging out with people, hanging out with our friends, and actually getting to sit down and play with them instead of trying to hide what deck we're playing for a competitive event. Like, this is, I think, one of the very first times I really sat down and just like played with any of them for the most part. Because while you have done some like random like Edison things at events, I never do. I usually just do that, and then I'm usually dead.
The only time I got to have like fun before an event was NA Nationals last year because I had already qualified for Worlds. Yeah. And so I didn't have to like go super sweat lord mode. Yeah. And yeah, I played Edison with anyone and everyone that was willing for hours the day before the event.
You know, a funny thing is that I think you had a really good time before one regional as well, where you played Commander with everyone.
Oh, that's true. Regionals don't count.
which is funny though, because we were playing Pantheon.
Yeah.
Which is a kindred spirit to Commander, and my gosh, before I get too deep in this, I'll just say it exceeded expectations by so much.
It was very surprising.
Yes, yeah. If you're like maybe on the fence, or like I don't know if I'll like it, or maybe you played a Commander a little bit, and you're like, it just seems like Commander, but maybe worse because the card pool is smaller or whatever. Nah, give it a try. It will exceed your expectation because of how much fun you'll have with friends and just hang out and playing and just having a good time. But you usually have a question for me, Caven.
I have a question for you this week.
Yeah, and I stole yours last week, so I won't do that again for you.
So you like dice. So I've got a question that involves a dice. Would you roll a D20 that on 20 you get $1 million? Sorry, $100,000.
$100,000, okay.
On 2 through 19, you get $1,000.
Okay.
So the majority of the time. But on 1, you would lose the ability for the rest of your life to say any word with the letter A in it. You can't speak it ever again.
So $1,000.
It's a 1 in 20 chance to lose some of your speech. Yeah. A 1 in 20 chance to get $100,000. And an 18 out of 20 chance to just get $1,000.
I'm lame and I wouldn't, because I low really low all the time.
Yeah, you have terrible rolls. I guess you're a bad person. I should have. Okay, what if 1 was you win $100,000 and 20 you lose the ability? I feel like at that point you gotta go.
Maybe.
For it. There's no way Isaac Chapman rolls a 20.
So I couldn't even say my own name. Or my last. So I don't know if I could actually risk that.
That's true. I forgot about that. Maybe E? You don't have any E's in your name, right?
No.
Okay, so you lose the ability to say the words with E in it.
Oh, my middle name, I guess, but that's fine. Listen, I'm a chill person. I'm very content. I'm fine with not losing my speech.
Fair enough.
Especially, although to be fair, if it's like innately built up in me that I don't speak those words, like
words with E's in it,
like, or whatever you choose. Yeah. But like innate, like because of that, I don't have to think about trying to find other words. See what I'm saying? Then maybe, because then it's like I sound like oddly eloquent with my word choices.
Sure. No, it'd be like you're struggling.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you try to say one of those words, it just comes out silent. You know, like.
Gotcha. That's annoying.
Yeah, you'd be like, so this type of, and then yeah, it'd be.
Can't even say and. Well, or
yeah. All right, what if it's 10,000? On the 10,000 on the 2 through 19 roll.
Listen, money is nice. Yeah, I'm a very chill person.
Being able to speak is nice too. Yeah. All right. Anyways,
would you? You're kind of a gambler sometimes.
I am a little bit of a gambler sometimes, and it's a 1 in 20 as a negative outcome, and a 19 out of 20 as a positive outcome. Those are pretty good odds. Pretty good odds.
How many times can we roll this dice?
So that was going to be my follow-up question. If you said yes, I was going to ask how many times would you roll it? Obviously, if you rolled the negative, you couldn't keep rolling for like an infinite thing.
No, you can. You just might keep losing.
You lose more and more words. Vowels. Yeah, that's funny. I don't know. I feel like I'd have to roll it at least once, but it feels stupid to only roll it once for some reason. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I'd probably give it a go, because then I'll just like print out little business cards or something that says I can't speak the word A. Don't ask me why. And then when I'm like having a conversation with someone and not able to speak to them, I just hand them that.
Our podcast would go down the drain pretty quickly.
All right. For you, I won't roll the dice.
There you go.
All right, let's move on.
Speaking of something else to roll.
Oh, yes.
We got our profile pictures.
We were actually going to record our podcast at the Creators Summit, and we were really looking forward to that. And we were going to have some guest content creators on as well. We were all going to roll our Omnis. It was going to be a great time. And we ran out of time. So instead, we're rolling it here at home. Let's see what we got.
Starting with you again. You've had a streak of comments.
We've had terrible luck.
Who is that? Dreamy Unicorn.
All right. I'm just going to be a Ethereal slime for the rest of my
leave
life.
that one.
No.
All right. In my turn, got my trusty steed. I'm just happy with my trusty steed. I also have King Slime if I ever need to. All right. Oh, it's rolling. It's thinking. Give me something good. Come on.
It's building up that UR juju.
Yeah.
Or this is just an example of how bad Isaac's internet is.
I can't roll a picture.
The struggles that we go through to give you content. So the Pantheon gameplay that has already been released, that I'm sure a lot of you have watched because it's getting a lot of views very fast. Isaac literally drove somewhere to go upload because his Wi-Fi couldn't handle it because it was such a long video.
Yeah, went to my local game store. Does it already show up? Did I already roll it?
Yeah, we'll see.
Willie,
this is nice and suspenseful.
Yeah. But the Creator Summit. While I'll wait for this. People on Sunday evening, people were talking about rolling their stuff and what they got and all that jazz. Theo said someone rolled. Is it Unicorn Knight? Oh, I got it uncommon.
Is that
Umbro Chevalier?
That's cool.
That's neat.
That's coolish.
Yeah, trust you, dude.
Yeah, I would have been moderately happy with that as a roll.
Yeah. But it's an uncommon, so luckily, I broke my common streak. You still have yours. What's that?
I don't know.
Okay. It's a Grand Archive card.
It's a little surprise for later. Yeah. I guess we're probably gonna put something in the title, so it's.
Yeah, we will.
But I'll just bait you guys and hold this the entire podcast.
So we have some topics. Do you want to talk about Creator Summit as a whole? When do we want to do this?
Now?
You do just now?
No. We'll do this as the very last thing. I will literally hold this unrevealed the whole time.
All right.
Anyways, so a little disclaimer. We are not going to have enough time to talk about everything.
Yeah.
There was Pantheon gameplay, Sandbox, the Creators Summit, the huge developer stream.
These two cameras can only hold up to 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah. So we just literally don't have enough time to talk about everything. So we're going to have to pick and choose some stuff, talk about some stuff on the following week.
Yeah.
I think there was some events that happened this past weekend. Normally we cover meta and tournaments on every single podcast.
I will cover one list that either won or topped. I think one won, and another list, a similar list, topped, and it was we've seen it a couple times, which is Water, level 3 Lorraine.
Oh, cool.
But controlling, but playing acquiescing.
That's funny. I was talking about that at the Creator Summit with someone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's obviously usually where our focus on podcast is, but we just don't have time this week, so we're gonna skip over those. So yeah, we have plenty of talk about. Let's just talk about the event first.
Okay.
Because I mean. It did feel a little weird to be having such a good time there and be telling people how amazing it was and feeling they were missing out on it. Basically, I had a lot of friends that were messaging me and asking me about what was going on and all that kind of stuff. But it was really cool to post the Lorraine deck list right away. Like we had that video up like an hour after we had those decks in hand, and that was like with you having to import the footage and like edit and stuff. Like we even got a live stream from this summit because we wanted people to be able to enjoy it with us.
Yeah, the first like couple, like 5-10 minutes of it, you might need to skip past because the internet was bad, and I ended up just using my phone's hotspot, which burns through some data, but
it was pretty good quality.
It ended up being okay. I wish I fixed like the white balance. I didn't realize how orangey it was because the room was that way. But
you can find that on if you go to our channel and look at live section, you can find that there. Because some people were asking me like, I thought you guys made a video of gameplay before our other one was up, and I was like, yep, you just have to go here and find it. So go to live, go watch that. There was some really epic moments that happened on it. It was actually really good. And then we also were able to post our Pantheon gameplay. So TM32 had set up an actual recording station for us to use, a beautiful overlay, all that kind of stuff. And that turned out phenomenal. It was really entertaining to watch, actually. I sat there and watched the whole thing. It's an hour and 38 minutes, which seems really long. But y'all, literally Quinn, my wife, who has volunteered at that was so unintentional, but yeah, that was really close. My wife, who has volunteered at a lot of events, she's done a lot of like hand painted altered cards for GA. Like a lot of you might know her. She doesn't really watch our content. She's not really like, she's around GA. She's heard me talk about it a lot. She's been to a lot of events. She doesn't really like play the game or like watch the content or anything. She sat down and watched this hour 38 long Pantheon video, start to finish, not pausing, not like getting up to go do anything. 1x speed, normal speed, the whole thing, laughing throughout the whole thing too. Like she really enjoyed it, and like that was so awesome to see because she wasn't because we were in obviously like a private recording section, so she was at the Creators Guild with us as well as your wife Rebecca, but she wasn't like there with us there. But so it was just like so cool to be able to share some of the best moments from Creators Guild with you guys. So like it made it feel a lot better of like, man, we just had this awesome weekend. Too bad you guys weren't there too. Man, we just had this awesome weekend. I'm so glad that we could share it with y'all. So that was really cool, and I just wanted to give her a shout out because I was like so surprised that she watched the whole thing. And, like made me really happy to see. Hopefully y'all are liking the content just as much as she has.
It was an hour 38. I believe I cut out at least 45 minutes, if not more. Of just kind of like some of them were like I could have kept in, like it was us talking or whatever, but some of it was like randomly talking, like someone just went on a tangent. I was like, and nothing happened in gameplay, so I was like, let's focus back up, and like it wasn't even like a funny moment. It was just talking was just happening. We definitely got. I think part of the cool thing about Pantheon is that because it's not competitive, because you're not 100% always focused on what's happening. It is really just your friends and you're just hanging out and you're just talking about stuff, and that's what occurred during apparently our gameplay.
I noticed at one moment near the end, me and Alan just start talking up a storm while you and Andy are like actually doing stuff, and it like made the audio like kind of hard to decipher what was going on, unfortunately. But Alan and I were having a great time. We were like just like going back. You were like, hey, like this is happening, like pointing out stuff to me. I was like, okay, cool, yeah. Anyways, Alan, so great time. Any other highlights of the weekend that you want to discuss? Because we just don't have the time to talk about everything at the event. But
highlights. Well, it's cool that we got to see Sandbox. I don't know if that's one of your things you want to talk about or not. We didn't. We got to mess with it a little bit. I don't think many people sat down and really kept playing on it and like trying to and actually played a full game. Did you play a full game?
I technically yes, but it was with my opponent kind of like throwing a little bit to me. You know, like I played multiple turns. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So like it was I think to me, when I was messing with it, it felt just a little unintuitive to first use. So I'm sure there'll be like a whole like how to use and like all that kind of stuff. If they do like a mini tutorial on like how to play, essentially,
maybe we will.
Yeah, I guess we could as well. Yeah. Then I would understand more. It's still not finished. Show off the Grand card again.
I'm just getting them ready, you know.
We don't do it at the end. Do it randomly in the middle.
Okay.
Because otherwise they'll click to the end.
Yeah. But they would have already skipped past this.
Yeah. So they get to the end and be like, they get to the end and be like,
Isaac, we just don't even show this.
No, here's what we do. Oh, you know what I can do if they're not listening to this exact part, I'll put at the end after the end credits.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, then you just skip literally to the end, so maybe not that. We just randomly do it. Honestly, just at some point, just hold it up.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
I don't know. Sandbox.
Yeah.
But it was good. It seemed like it worked pretty well. They had some pretty cool features. I think there's a couple things that aren't 100% correct with it. Some bugs that were found even there, which is good. That bugs already were like trying to get weeded out. Yeah. I accidentally joined the developers lobby.
That was funny. Yeah.
Apparently they were trying to test something and fix something. I was like, "Who's this?" And just joined. I was like, my bad. I'll leave. Like, so all that it was really cool to see. It looks nice though.
So it was announced that it's early access coming out in March. Yeah. So it is still a work in progress. You know, we're not going to sit here and be like Sandbox is perfect. So excited for it. I am very excited for it. It is looking nice. Definitely needs some fixes, but they're aware of that. They're not releasing it completed in March. So
I think something, because they don't want it for Pantheon.
Yeah.
They could almost use it for Pantheon. Here's what you do, but it would have to be, it's all online. So you would screen record your side only, like everything. You screen record, each person screen records and then shares their screen to Discord. And then you'd see their side, because you can just create a lobby without anyone joining it.
Sure.
So you kind of could actually use it.
Figuring out that workaround.
Yeah. Trying my best. So, anywho, other things that happened this weekend. There's also the developer stream, which we'll get to later on. That was really fun for us and getting to be able to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know. There's definitely some more stuff that happened. Of course, the entire time, Stiller was walking around just showing off randomly would be a spoiler. He'd be like, he'd just be like, drop it on the table. I'd be like, what is this?
Yeah.
And every time I'm worried because spoilers, I'm like, can I show this?
I know. Yeah. We asked like multiple times throughout the weekend. We're like, what can we show? You know, like, and every time we were told that, it was basically everything. There's literally one thing that we can't show, and that is our spoiler for spoiler season. Which this is not that. This is just literally a bonus spoiler
that what it is? Okay.
I was supposed to post during the event, but I put it into my deck and I forgot. And so literally last night I was like starting to organize some of my cards and I was like, I literally forgot about this. And so I got the okay to show this in the official Weebs sponsored podcast. Thank you, Weebs, for sponsoring this podcast. So kind of just like for maybe those of you that don't even know what the Creators Guild was, because there's not like a ton of information about
Creator
it
Summit.
It's Creator Summit. Yes, geez. We got there Friday. Weebs of the Shore had invited 14 content creators, something like that. It was a small crowd of content creators. And they invited us down to Houston, and we were able to meet up with the dev team, the testing team. It was like almost everyone involved with the operation of Grand Archive was there.
I think it's minus 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, but like usually like a lot of GA team members will try to appear at like Ascents and stuff, and you get like 2 to 3 people at like most events. But like this was, I think, the most weebs that I had seen in one room for like ever. I think literally ever. Outside of like maybe Houston, like the first Houston Ascent, because the team was just so small at that point. But that was just like a really cool experience to like be able to socialize and talk with all of them and such. So we got there Friday. There was a little like social hour on Friday for a few hours. They showed us some banners for Pantheon. And honestly, it was mainly just getting to talk with other content creators and the Weebs team and stuff, which was great. And then Saturday we got there at 9 a.m. and it was a little bit of socializing while they set up their presentation. They did a mini presentation kind of just explaining what the weekend was going to be. And honestly, like not too much. Like there wasn't like too much info in the presentation.
No, just kind of saying that we could post pretty much anything.
Saying that we could post anything that we wanted. And but the room itself had some spoilers in it. That's when we saw like that fragmented Nico CSR that I posted in our Discord. There's a lot of cool things to see there, which was really neat. Some new merch that I didn't even know was. It was funny because like one of the display cases that they had set up had these like little figurines in it. And on Sunday at like 5 p.m., so like almost at the end of the event, I'm looking at them and a dev is standing next to me. I'm like, are these new? And they were like, yeah, we haven't released any of these. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I didn't even realize that, you know, like,
Andy broke one.
Andy did literally decapitate one of the figurines. Yeah. R.I.P. Pulled her hair off first and then detached the head by accident. Very traumatic. Andy's aggressive, as seen in our Pantheon gameplay. No spoilers, but he's a menace.
The thing he said in our Pantheon videos is like, don't back Andy into a corner.
Yeah,
and
do not back Andy in a
so
corner.
true.
Yeah. He just, anyways, go watch that gameplay. I literally could not recommend it enough. I think it might be like maybe my most like treasured video that we posted. I think it might be like my favorite video that we posted, and we posted some good ones, definitely in my top 3. But yeah, so they had a short little presentation, and they had given us all goodie briefcases upon entering. And so at the end of the presentation, they said, here's your code. It's 006007.
600007.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, it was 67.
Which is,
I don't know. So we got to all like, it was just like so exciting. Like all of us there were like, oh, this is so cool. We all like unlocked our briefcases, and we got some Dragon Shield sleeves. Yeah. And if you want your own Dragon Shield sleeves, use code TRUE5 at dragonshield.com or use the link below to give us a bigger kickback to help support the channel. And then there was also smooth. There was also one of every single Pantheon deck, which was honestly the most exciting thing in there. And so we all like started cracking them open. You pulled a foil Xander.
Yeah, I didn't know you could get foils from those. So until you said that, I was like, oh, that's funny. Rekka, open them all.
I pulled a foil Arasana. Yeah. So we got pretty lucky because there are, I believe, 1 in 8 chances for foils. So we got 4 each. Nice. We got 2 out of 8, which is pretty sick.
That's way above our averages for hit rates.
Very, very good. Yeah. I'm not a huge Arasana player, so I'll probably be selling mine, maybe trading it for something that I want a little bit
trading
more.
It for some more Pantheon.
Yeah, I mean, so we're not sure if I can say this, but there's going to be Boon CPRs. No, sorry. Whoa. Backtrack that up a second. I do not know this. I do not know if this is a thing. What I meant to say is barrier CPRs. So the Pantheon barrier that you start with, that gives you 6 extra health, basically. One of the devs mentioned that those are going to be something that you can get from the packs that you get from playing in Pantheon side events at like Ascents and stuff.
Yeah. I didn't know it was CPR. I thought it was just promo different arts.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a CPR.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. Because I'm pretty sure you said a CR, which is like in reference to CSR or CPR. So I would assume it's a promo because it comes in promo packs. So anyways, pretty sure I can say that. I don't know. Again, we were like given a lot of information this event, and we were told to pretty much share anything.
The only thing we couldn't share was like our spoiler for spoiler season, and then the thing the new Curio foil, which they showed off. They just didn't want us to post a picture right now, because they're going to show off in the.
Yeah, there were some things that we got to see like 2 hours before other people. Yeah. So that's really cool. I'll definitely be chasing one of those, and maybe I'll try to like trade my Arasana for one or something. Yeah. But yeah, so that was like the Dragon Shield sleeves, the decks, and then another really cool thing, which
it's up there on that shelf. This is something it was showed off by a couple people. I'll open this if you want to.
Might as well. I want to go over the whole thing that was in there. So we have this, which Isaac's going to pull out, and then there was also a cloth playmat, a Dreamweave playmat that came in a special bag. That had Creators Summit, like with the year on it. Yeah, it said like Creators Summit 2026 or something.
This is the 8 monograms?
Embossed? Personalized? Personalized.
Grand Archive Creators Summit 2026, 1 terabyte SSD drive, which is hype for me.
Yeah, honestly, it was a great. I think literally everyone was like really excited to get that. So a very like personalized gift for a content creator event, which was really cool. And then that playmat that had the homeworld on it. So it was a new art, very like personalized. Again, Dreamweave fabric, which was awesome. But like the bag was like monogrammed and stuff, which is really cool. So yeah, that was like just a really really neat gift that they gave us. So thank you so much to Weebs for giving that to everyone.
I'm just gonna set this off. It's really loud.
So we all opened that up. Everyone started, opening up all their decks and stuff. We did a very, very quick and rushed spoiler video about the whole Lorraine deck, which got an insane amount of views, and it was such poor quality. I'm sorry, guys, but we didn't have the best equipment. We didn't have a lot of time to do editing and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff, other stuff going on, but we wanted to share our experience as soon as we could with y'all.
Literally, it was like we wanted to also. It was impromptu. I need to buy a stupid tripod that's heavy enough quality or good enough quality that's then sturdy enough so I can put my camera on it. So when we do that kind of stuff, I can actually, whatever. And also, it's hard to do overhead shots in general.
It is.
Which
while traveling.
Yeah, while traveling. Which I'm surprised we got an overhead shot for our stream.
Yeah, that was. You all should have seen the jank setup that we had to make that live stream.
Nice thing
happen.
is, jank is my specialty.
Yeah,
and so that was my phone on a selfie stick on a. Really, it is a tripod technically, but it's for like a really small, like squirt little rectangle light.
Yeah,
it was on that and a little like, I don't know, basically thing that allowed us to go out at an angle. That tripod clamped onto the back of a chair, and then on that chair was the briefcase to hold my laptop high enough up to where I could plug in the USB-C cable into it so I could actually start streaming from there. So. Yeah, that was jank. But
and then on your hotspot Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
yeah.
But hey, we got a couple of games out of it.
Yeah.
It was Main Dan, you, and Christian, one of the testers for Grand Archive. Super nice guy. Love him.
I played so much Pantheon with Christian this weekend. Or this past weekend. I don't know why. He just like was always free when I was ready to play a game of Pantheon.
And a super chill dude. He's really, really nice.
Absolutely love him. That was one of the best parts about the whole weekend.
Christian.
But like, no, I mean, I've said like 10 sentences to Christian before because I see him at like an event or something and it's like something in passing, like we're both busy, right? So it was just like cool to see even like most of the devs there or most of the Weebs people there weren't super stressed out with stuff to do during the event. Shinja and Ken were, but most other people weren't, which was nice. To just
I don't know, Ken seemed pretty chill.
Ken was pretty chill.
Shinja and Cam.
Yeah. So part of that was after we all got our briefcases, everyone started going through them and everything. We got to rotate off of going into the separate room that had a recording station.
Yeah.
So different content creators would take turns booking sessions and going in there and recording their videos for their YouTube channel, like the one that we've already posted. And the original goal was to get 2 each. And so we did our pre-con one, the one that is posted with the Pantheon decks, and then we were going to build our own custom decks and do a session with that as well. Unfortunately, because it was the first Pantheon gameplay, so people kind of had to like explain stuff for their channel. Like if you watch our video, we're explaining a lot of the new Pantheon cards and stuff. Due to the nature of that, due to pre-cons just like taking a little bit more time, just the way that they're built, games went a little bit longer than they expected, and everyone was only able to get one, which was, I'm very glad everyone got one, honestly. Very, very glad. Like huge shout out to Shinja and Cam for working so hard to make that possible for everyone. Yep. And very, very glad that no one missed out on that opportunity because it was a very fun thing to do, and I think it's very good content. So y'all are going to see so many channels posting Pantheon gameplay soon.
So the couple channels I want, like the ones I want to point out, it's the Sparkle Sisters.
Yeah.
It is, of course, Main Deck.
Yeah, which I was a part of his video.
Yeah, and there's Red Zone Rogue. There's Talk GA. There's Creative Shock.
Yeah.
And the Trading Post or Team Trading Post.
Yeah.
And I think I'm forgetting one. I'm so sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
There's a lot going
on.
I
know there's at least one more, I'm pretty sure. But definitely check out any of those. They are going to do their own content, obviously, about Pantheon in general, and then also gameplay for pretty much every single one of those. So if you liked our gameplay or you're interested in or interested in more, definitely check out any of those channels and you'll have your fill.
Yeah, definitely. Dan's I'm gonna like extra recommend because that was custom decks. Dan invited me, Lime, Cam, and himself.
Nice.
I don't know why he chose to be part of this video.
Yeah,
That's
weird.
crazy. But
that's crazy.
And we all built our own decks. So it was not pre-cons, and it was very different gameplay, and it was a very good gameplay.
Good.
So yeah, it was really thank you for having me on that video. I felt bad because so we all like started introducing ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's Cam, Limelight, me, and then Dan. Yeah. So Cam goes, or Dan introduces us and we're all talking about how we're like all OG members of Grand Archive. We've all been there since the beginning. Cam was the oldest podcast. That's how he introduced himself. And then because he beat Creative Shock by their first podcast by like 2 hours or 12 hours or something like that. Like something insanely close for how long ago that was, right? Like we're talking 3+ years ago. So then Limelight introduced himself as like the second oldest podcast or something. And I'm like trying to figure out how to introduce like myself and tying in the podcast. I'm coming up blanks. So I go, and I'm Caven. I have the best podcast. No, just joking. And like, it wasn't like meant to be like just like funny and like sarcastic, but I don't know. I kind of felt bad for like, that was not serious. You know, like, I don't know. I literally just couldn't, like, our podcast isn't unique in like that kind of way, you know? So like Dan's isn't really either. Dan is the only podcast with a world champion on it. That's how he should have done his podcast intro.
And yours is the one with 2 members of the first Houston event, topped the first Houston event.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, this spoiler card.
Yeah, show it off. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off.
Okay, is there anything else from the summit?
We can talk about that in a second.
Okay. No, because I'm going to go down a hole with this. You know how much I'm going to
it's part of the Creator Summit.
All right.
So this is a card that you were given by Silidar at the Creator Summit randomly.
Yeah.
Because you were building...
Because I was building Jhin. And so he comes up to me and he's like, cool custom Jhin Pantheon deck.
Yeah.
And, you know, did his little Silidar thing and walks away. And I take a long time to build decks. So he comes back like half an hour later. He's like, oh, you're still building this. I was like, yeah, trying to figure out what my last card is. And he just like hands me this. He's like, why don't you put this in the deck? So this is Blood Dragons Pact. Sick. It is very, very cool. So this is a 1 reserve cost Exia card. It is a Fantasia Tamer spell, which that in itself is pretty interesting because Jhin is not like Fantasia based at all.
And it's also Tamer, so we're going to get Exia Allen.
No. That'd be so crazy though.
That'd be really sick. Allen just goes dark.
Yeah. Exia Allen sounds like a fun element. So anyways, this is a Fantasia, which I think Jhin has like literally one other Fantasia, if I can remember correctly. He is not a big Fantasia class. Linked Ally, it has Ally Link. Linked Ally has +4 power and +4 health for 1. That's wild. At the beginning of your end phase, deal 4 unpreventable damage to your champion. So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
That on a card usually would like be a huge deterrent to run it. Jhin, however, does want self-damage, but this isn't as good for your self-damage engine as you might think it is. The fact that it starts at your end phase means that if you do get to a point of, like, let's say you play this card because you think the 4 damage is going to keep you in a safe range, but then in your end phase, they baby green your Berserker's Plate away. Now this 4 damage is actually going to kill you when you would have been safe. You can't just mend flesh or something. So any slow heal that you have is not going to synergize very well with this. So you might want to run more fast heal if you're running this kind of card in your deck, especially, you know, this is a main board card. You could run 4 of them in your deck. So it is like a tiny bit awkward with your end phase engine. Like if it did it at the beginning of main phase or like whenever you swung with that Italia, like if it gave it on attack, deal 4 damage or something, that would be like way better because you would also be able to use that damage during your turn to swing with your champion for more damage with like a enrage or whatever, right? So it is like a little awkward with the self-damage synergy, but it is still good. And the reason why is because this just goes to any ally, right? And so how I see this card probably being played is you DG or use one of the new spoilers, which is crazy, to get up to level 3 with an ally and cheat your materializations and then drop these because this is not unique. You could, if you have 2 in hand, I don't think it's unreal to say that you're 7 cards in hand, right? Or sorry, 8 cards in hand. You pay 3 and 1 for a DG, and then you're left with 4 cards in hand, and you go Blood Dragons Pact, Blood Dragons Pact, right? Like on your DG turn. It's possible for sure. And then you get to deal 9 damage at someone with a DG, and it's early enough that you probably are not at your damage like cap already. So then you go to your end phase, you take 8 or something like that, right? And then they're already super pressured. They now have to deal with an 8-9 DG, you know, like, and then you go into your next turn and you do your Shuangji right away because you already have dealt damage. Shuangji is like the pull arm.
You said 8-9 DG.
No, 8-9 and 8-9 DG.
It's a 9-11.
9-11 DG, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? We have one Blood Dragons pack on the board. It's a 4-7.
Okay, thanks.
Or 5-7, yeah. But no, I mean, but actually though, even if you are only playing one of these, you drop it on a DG, and you have a 5-7 on board. Your opponent is likely not clearing that next turn.
Yeah.
So like this feels like a very strong Jhin card. This feels like this card is going to help us unlock Jhin play patterns that aren't just sit there and hope my opponent does something, because Jhin has like historically a terrible Genbu matchup, because Genbu will literally just go, okay, I'm not attacking you with anything other than maybe a Tidestone Bovine. I'm going to do basically no damage to you, and I'm just going to sit here and build up my win con of mill you out while you can't do anything. Because I don't damage you, you can't damage me. And so it is hopefully going to help those kind of games.
Gives you more board presence, which is important.
Because like, yeah, it's still, if they're not damaging, it's still going to be slow, but at the very least, but now you can be like, okay, well, I'm going to be poking you with 5-7s or whatever, right? Like maybe multiple, because again, this is not unique. You can, I
think I think allows you to build Jhin definitely differently than we've seen in the past.
Yeah,
which is cool. It's not all in on a combo of enrage into some attack with a weapon. It's like, I'm gonna do this, put some board pressure on, maybe do another one, even more pressure. Go to my turn. I've taken 8. I'm gonna bring out the Shuangji right away.
Yeah,
take another 5, and now I'm at 18, 20 damage. Shuangji swinging for 5. Each of my allies are swinging for 5. Like, that's a lot of damage already. Like,
and your opponent isn't sitting there saying, okay, if I have no fast damage, I shouldn't hit him yet, and I should just wait. Like, that's no longer just the viable option, because if you play against Jhin, now you have to wonder, okay, are they full out combo if I damage them, Jhin, or are they going to drop multiple of these and do some? There could be other RDO cards, right? Like, are they aggro Jhin essentially, right? Where I need to start killing them so that if they drop Blood Dragon's Pact, it's going to self damage them into their own death, right? So it's like, it's no longer just going to be like I'm playing against Jhin, I already know exactly what to do.
And there's some Exia allies that have not seen play, but this gives them way more survivability.
So there's a really cool thing with this.
Yeah.
So again, I mentioned that Jhin doesn't really have Fantasia, like synergy really. So Fantasia removal against Jhin is not something that you'd commonly like sideboard in or something. But it's really cool because there is a Zhou Dragon's Blood. I don't know if I'm saying that card name correctly, but there's a UR from AMB that has an effect that can gain immortality.
Zhao Yun?
Yeah, that's the altar picture. That's why I didn't recognize it. So this card, again, self-damages, which is really nice, and also is basically a 3-drop for attack. And then it can gain immortality. So you could literally drop a Zhou Dragon's Blood, kill an Ace and Protector, Frostborn, whatever. It gets 4 attacks, so it can kill pretty much any ally.
Yeah.
Gain that immortality, and then... and it's going to have a lot more attack if you just drop this right away. But drop this on it, and now you would have a base stat of a 6/7 ally with immortality that can go to an 8/7 that they can't kill. So like, that's just insane, right? Like, it is definitely going to... This card feels like it changes Jhin just by itself, which is really, really cool. I'm very excited to see this card. I was unable to really play it throughout the whole weekend. I pulled it off once, like in the final part of a game where it didn't really matter anymore. But that's because it was Pantheon. I only had one in my deck. This would be a very interesting card to see going forward and constructed, and feels like an actual good Jhin spoiler. So I'm more excited for this card than anything that we saw in Ambi Altar, honestly.
Yeah.
Very, very excited about that.
Cool. I got to watch you play it in Pantheon, and it was pretty cool. Oh, look at that. Oh,
sick. Living life on the edge like a Jhin player does. But yeah, so basically we had that announcement. We had the unboxing that we all did once everyone opened up their briefcases, and some people did videos like we did.
Yeah.
We chose not to do every single deck because we wanted to allow some other people to like post videos on their own channel about it. We didn't feel the need to do all 4 deck profiles, so that's why we only did the Lorraine one. And then honestly, like basically the vibe for the rest of the weekend was chill out.
Yeah.
So you got your recorded session in the recording room, and then other than that, it was basically just have fun, just play Pantheon and explore the new cards. So we went through a lot of the starter decks and read all those cards, and a lot of them shared cards, but there were some very cool unique cards in each one. I like every single starter deck was something that I would be excited to play.
Yeah,
and that's what I really like, because like comparing it to Magic, for example, there's very often like a pre-con set will come out, and like there's like one that I'm really interested in, maybe two, and then the other two I'm like, I don't want to play them. Like I wouldn't want to sit there and play an hour or 2 hour game with them, and I just wouldn't enjoy that much. But with this set, literally, I like if you see me playing pre-con decks at an Ascent side event, I would pick any 4 of them. Like so that was really cool. All of them were like exciting, had like some really new, unique things to do, and like expanded on that champion's class and archetype in like fun new ways. Like I personally, I do not like Arisana. In Constructed, like I would probably never bring Arisana. Well, maybe with new spoilers, but I've never brought Arisana to an Ascent before, and I just don't like the playstyle. I don't really like what it does. You played Arisana. I was sitting there jealous of how much fun you were having. You know, I was like, I want to be doing what you're doing.
Every card that I saw, that was like RDO card or Pantheon card for Arisana, was so cool. They showed off the domain, which is so cool. Copying potions just straight up is really neat. Taxing your in a 1v1, taxing your opponent 4 and the recollection or in your recollection is insane. Or you get to heal 5, or you get to draw a card. Like
glimpse and draw, which is really
or
good
some of the crazier potions, which people haven't been playing but might be playing because of that potion alone, or that domain alone.
I mean, that's terrifying. You have to pay that tax at that point, and now you're just doing suboptimal turns. But it was just really cool to like feel like the game, like the design for those Pantheon decks was not just, you know, min-maxing on current strategies that are competitive with those champions, like how most support usually has to be. It felt like they were really exploring different things that those champions could do, and it made it so much more interesting. So, like you kind of mentioned before, you know, our expectations for Pantheon were average. I was expecting it to be fun, playable, but nothing crazy. You know, I knew that Weebs and GA weren't gonna release a format that just like didn't work or like wasn't very enjoyable. Like I knew that they wouldn't do that. So the fact that this was being released, I was like, okay, it's gonna be fine at the very least. But I was not expecting this because of the issues that you mentioned, right? Small card pool, you know, like this is a game that is more geared towards competitive play. And I should say was. Because now Pantheon, like I would fully recommend this game to a casual player. Beforehand, like frankly, I would not recommend GA to like someone that only wants to do it super casually, because it is like really complicated. It is like, you know, very competitive. Like it would just be hard for me to make that recommendation. Now I'd be like, heck yeah, go to an Ascent, go play in the main event if you want, and then if you scrub out, just go play Pantheon pods.
I am 100% playing Pantheon pods if I miss an event.
I think we're going to see scrubbed out events take a massive decline in attendance, because, you know, like if you are a casual player, you go play in the main event, you scrub out, you go play in the scrubbed out event, same format, same sweaty pool of people there, you know, like it's just not fun. A lot of people don't enjoy it as much.
It makes me way more willing to try to bring kind of a more memey deck to an event where I'm like, I will play in a Norm Allen, Norm Rye, Norm Tenoris list or something like that, or just Tenoris in general.
I mean, one of the decks that you played this weekend at the creator event, just because they were all casual games, was horses. You know, like Allen horses, real Allen horses. Got Geldis out, Ju Young out, Dailu out, right? All on the same board, all in the same. No, Geldis was the turn after.
Lumbering Steed was on the same turn as the other 2 horses.
I mean, that was so cool though.
Like, it was cool.
We assembled that pod. And we were like, okay, guys, like Isaac's like a little kid here, basically. You know, like just ignore him, let him do his own thing. His deck's not very good. But in the like late stages of the game, you actually became a real threat.
I dropped. It's because I started off with a Royal Bear, which is a 2/3 for 4, but then becomes a 3/4 once you level up. And I think I got a buff counter on it or something like that. Anyway, I had a bunch of like 4 power, 5 life units on board.
Hard to remove.
Fortunately, I was taxed by Chibi. With each one of my attacks, I could only play like one dude and like swing once and have no interaction. But
that was another really cool thing too, though, was like seeing how many cards were just so much better in Pantheon. You surprised me with one, and that was Orchestrated Seizure, which is a card that actually like has been something that we've considered putting in the Ascent deck list before. But man,
that card's so good.
That card is way better in Pantheon. That card is rude in Pantheon. Yeah. I got orchestrated seizured for two floating memory out of my yard, I think, throughout the weekend, like in one game. And like that was rough because like I was losing what I just spent my turns like building up, while he just got insane value. And my other two players are just like doing their own win con. I just got shot, like I just so far behind. But no, it was really cool to see so many Grand Archive cards that just haven't really been played before. And like how powerful they were.
Raise the Land is very good.
Oh man, yeah.
It's going into every single list.
Yes.
It's just that needed card.
If you're in Wind, you should probably be playing Scatter Essence. Maybe we'll do like some sort of video that's like
that'd be fun.
Top 10 cards that you should consider for Pantheon.
For like every deck in Pantheon.
Yeah. Top 10 generic good cards in Pantheon. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Maybe not even like top 10, but just 10 cards. It is a casual format. It's going to be hard to rank cards like competitively, basically, but we tried with Main Deck Dan.
We did, yeah. Look forward to a Main Deck Dan video coming soon to you. I'm assuming within the week.
Yeah, with our classic Divine Relic ranking that we do at
spoilers, man.
Gaming. Well, I mean, he's gonna put it in the title, I'm sure. Sorry if you weren't. But we just basically did a bunch of casual play. Like our Saturday was literally we recorded a video and
played the rest
of the day. Like literally just did pod after pod after pod nonstop and got to play with other content creators, Weebs team members. Everyone was just laughing, having a good time. And then Sunday,
couple more games, couple more recordings for randomly
did
here and there.
Something happen in the morning of Sunday?
Not that I am aware of.
Okay, I don't think so. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't think so. But so Sunday, we just kind of played more Pantheon, and then Silidar started handing out everyone's spoiler cards for their spoiler season coming. I think it's starting March 10th or something like that. That was announced on the dev stream. But so he started handing us physical cards. And we were told not to show anyone until spoiler season. And then a few hours later, he goes, I mean, you guys can show each other, though. And so we had all of the content creators sit down in this massive round table circle, and we were just one by one, like, passing each other our spoilers, which was so much fun. So that was just like...
That was a good moment.
That was a insanely cool moment to connect with all the other content creators, because we got to be like, did you see my spoiler? Did you see the Sparkle Sisters spoiler?
So I sat next to the Sparkle Sisters. It was so funny because every single time she goes, this one's the best card. And like the third or fourth time she said, she goes, I know I keep saying this, but this one really is the best one. That was a good time.
So that was just like really cool. Very, very, very big highlight of the weekend. And excited to see spoiler season because everyone gets 3 spoiler cards, but we were only shown one of ours so far. So I'm still gonna watch everyone else's spoiler videos and like be excited for spoiler season. And like, just it was a really good time. And then did some more Pantheon games, and then the dev stream, which was the last thing that happened for the weekend. Basically, we all pretty much just packed up and started getting ready for traveling back home. So, there was so much going on that whole weekend, but it was also like really free form and unstructured, and just like come down and just enjoy this, record some content to share with your communities, and just like be excited for this new big thing that we're doing. Because there were like we had zero idea that Sandbox was coming. So we were told that it was... I actually don't know if we were ever directly told that it was a Pantheon event, but we were at the very least led to believe that.
The Creator Summit?
Yeah.
It literally says it's a Pantheon.
Did it?
Format.
Okay. Well, we got invited. We showed off the boons and stuff. I forgot about that. So I mean...
we showed off the boons like, this is not a Pantheon event.
So we knew it was we did know it was Pantheon. But we showed up there, and when we walked into that room on Saturday morning, they had a computer station set up with Sandbox, and we were like, what? Like, can we play this? Like, what's going on? And they were like, tomorrow. And I was like, oh no, couldn't wait. But there was some surprises to us throughout the whole weekend, and it was just like such a good time. It was funny because I'm known as a focused, intense, competitive person, and I'll practice 40 plus hours a week for a month straight before an ascent. And so when I go to an ascent, I am there to try to win. Like that's what I spent my entire month doing. And so I'm intense. I'm focused on all that kind of stuff. So it's just like funny to see people like talk to me and be like, wow, like it's so like you're just like having fun. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, it's really nice. Like I think this Creator Summit literally might be one of my favorite. I don't think it's my absolute favorite moment of GA, but this is definitely in my top 3 of like GA moments to me, because it was such a different change of pace to just be able to like actually hang out with some of the people that I've known for years, but like not gotten to talk to very often and stuff. And so I mean, it was a great event.
We literally all live over different places in the entire world.
Yeah.
And
we had international people fly out for this event. Yeah.
And when we get to see them is business almost like in the terms of like we are all here at this event competing. Yeah. This was not that, and it was definitely a change of pace and for the better.
Yeah, so. I mean, even like with the Weeb staff, they're always they're at an event to work. They are focused as well, right? And so like they're focused, they're busy, they're stressed, and instead we got to just play games with them. It was amazing. I just want to say thank you so much to Weebs for inviting us. We feel very grateful to have been a part of it.
Very blessed.
Yeah, I felt so happy to be included.
And to the other creators who are like wanting to do content with us.
Yeah,
and, like,
I mean, great interactions with everybody the whole weekend. It was, again, everyone else was not stressed. Everyone else was just there and having fun and stuff. So I was like laughing and smiling throughout the whole weekend, and just very grateful to Weebs and the community for supporting our channel, and like, you know, just everyone just being great and just like allowing us to do this full time and just be so involved with GA, because the passion for this game is just unparalleled. And, you know, I had some people ask me about like Riftbound and stuff this weekend, because I am going to Vegas next weekend, and they were just asking, you know, like, how's that going? Are you like going to continue playing even though you're not doing content? And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be out after Vegas. Tickets for their next event in Atlanta go on sale tomorrow, so it'll be already sold out by the time that this podcast is up, because we're recording this on Tuesday.
Are you sure it's going to be sold out?
I'm kidding. Pretty sure. And I'm choosing not to buy tickets for that event. I'm not even going to try to get a pass. I just like with GA is just like continuing to just like get better and better for me. I'm so excited for Pantheon.
I'm excited to when I go to an event that I'm competing at, or doing whatever at, if I'm casting or for what I don't know, content, whatever it is, I'm going to bring along a Pantheon deck at the same time.
It's going to be a staple. Every major event that we go to, Pantheon decks. If I go to a regional, Pantheon decks. 5, 6, 7, 8 Pantheon decks, you know, like with me to play before the event, at the event, after the event. Yeah, I'm super excited for it.
Scrub out of the event, play some Pantheon.
Yeah. Round 1 loss at a regionals, Pantheon. Just don't even try to make top cut. Yeah, I mean, like it was such an incredible experience. Like I was so impressed with the gameplay. I mean, if you go watch our Pantheon gameplay, the one that we put out, it is shocking how balanced it is for pre-con decks. Yeah. Like that shows you the level of design for this.
And it helps that in the balance of that, you like just like how Commander is in when it's a multiplayer game, there is some politicking happening, and so even if someone isn't completely balanced, you go after that person and put them into a spot where they have to be like, all right, I'll chill for like that's literally what I had so many counters on my Polaris, like I was far ahead. Like you had a lot of card, but I had I was pretty close in card influence with you in that game, and but I had to like chill out a little bit because y'all were like
really
everyone
was starting to attack you pretty hard. But I mean, like I probably played 10 pods, maybe ish, throughout the whole weekend, and maybe one time out of all of those pods, one player like wasn't strong. Yeah, like even your stupid horses deck. Yeah, you literally were like the thing that was pushing me out of the game at the end.
It was the only reason why I wasn't like destroying everyone actually was because Chibi was on board. Yeah. If that wasn't on board, I would have probably actually done really well.
Right. No, I mean,
which is insane.
It is just crazy. So like I'm so excited for everyone else to start getting to play into LA. Ascent LA is going to be amazing because there's going to be Pantheon available there for everyone. Yep. And we're going to be potentially hosting some bigger events in the future, and if we do, there will be Pantheon side events at that as well. And that's like, after now playing it, that was like something that like we kind of talked about and we were like, hey, that'd be cool to do, right? Yeah. Now after I'm playing it, I'm like, that is non-negotiable. It has to happen at an event, you know, like, and so I'm just so excited. So that pretty much wraps up everything about the Creators Summit, except for the dev stream. So do we want to? How long is this podcast?
No clue. We're going to keep going.
Okay. So dev stream.
yeah, I'll get up here in a second and see the time just to make sure that the cameras aren't going to run out of space. But yes, the dev stream occurred. We get to hear some cool news, a lot of cool spoilers. We're going to go to the spoilers now. If you don't want spoilers, don't, I guess you're on listening to the podcast or watching the podcast. And sorry to those who are only listening. We're going to try our best to make this really clear with what spoilers were shown off. If you want to view any spoilers that have been shown off, Sylvie.gg has been cataloging all of them. I think they're all up to date right now.
That's great.
And so Sylvie.gg, go to, I believe, the data or one of the tabs at the top, and then you can select the spoiler. And that they'll have them all there.
Which is a fantastic resource because like we said, there were a lot of content creators at the event. There's a lot of spoilers from a lot of different sources that you just might not be following all of them or want to go look at 20 different places to go find the spoilers. So that's a really good resource.
I am not on that because I wanted to use the pretty things they have here.
The slides from the official stream,
So this is a little blurry, but like I said, so sorry to those who are watching. If you were watching the dev stream, kind of know what these are. But Mordred Recollection deck. That was the first thing they showed off. Excited for main deck Dan's video. Who's going to cover every single card in the Mordred Recollection deck, and that will have like tips on like how to play and like all that kind of stuff. So I'm interested to hear his thoughts.
I've watched Dan's high quality product review videos in the past of other Recollection decks, and I would highly recommend watching.
They are exceptional.
I will be watching his Mordred one.
So interesting, really cool thing. First time we've ever seen this is that with this Recollection deck, it comes with the Divine Relic. The Divine Relic being a special level 0 spirit, which is a Divine Relic spirit, flawless spirit of Mordred, can only level up into Mordred Champion. On enter, draw 7 cards, then glimpse 4. This is really interesting to me because if they do more stuff like this, drawing 7, then glimpsing 4, so you're setting up the next 4 draws of your deck, or fixing it maybe, is really, really cool. This can be like, it's a little worrisome because we've already seen level 0 top tier decks such as Wake Up Allies, Boots Allies, however you want to call it, or whatever, Boots combo, Wake Up combo with Wind Spirit that just stays on level 0 spirit. Now imagine that Wind Spirit that would also be able to draw 7 and then glimpse 4. This is in water, of course, so we're not worried about that. But if they keep doing stuff like this, it makes me a little worried for those types of decks where the aggro decks, basically. Like, I'm curious to see if there is an aggro deck that can abuse this.
The nice thing is, for Wind Wake Up specifically, this is the Divine Relic, right? That is the balance to it. So you wouldn't be able to get Ranger Boots out with Looking Glass and all that kind of stuff. And so it is an interesting way. Like, when I first saw that Divine Relic was on it, before I started really thinking about this card, I was like, that's cool. But like, is it actually worth sacrificing that Divine Relic?
This says you draw 7 and then pop a Necklace of Foresight. And you don't get any other draw spirit, and you can only go into Mordred.
Right. So there's some heavy restrictions, but I mean, draw 7 glimpse 4 is an incredibly strong effect. So this can now allow you to go 11 cards deep into your deck for an opening play. So like, for example, for water, you might draw 7, be like, oh man, this is a lot of, like attacks, like a lot of not that great of a hand, glimpse 4 more and go, oh cool, that Acquiescing Rejection that was 4 cards down. I'm going to draw that for turn since I'm going second or something, right?
And that's one thing I want to talk about the Spirit,
or Fractal of Rain or something.
Is that this gets so much better going second, actually, specifically, than it does going first, which is really cool. I don't know how much I want to we'll talk about these because main deck will, I'm sure,
and there's so much to talk about.
But we have the level 1, which can only go into this level 0 can only go into this level 1. This level 1 can only come from this level 0. And this one has some additional effects on it where you can look at the top of your deck, and if it's attack, you can banish it, and if you do, you can use it this turn. So it's kind of like a draw 1, but like a draw 1 that you have to use this turn, and you have to hit an attack card on the top of your deck,
which you should with Glimpse 4.
Should hopefully, unless you had a bottom deck them all. So there's that. Has an inherited effect, which is actually pretty strong, which is as long as this is leveled up, the first attack card you activate this turn costs 2 less to activate. So yes, this would trigger on itself, right? Like going into level 1. Okay. So going to level 1, you would be able to look at the top card, get that activation occur, or get that attack card, then have it cost 2 less to activate. So you're right, probably catching that.
No, I mean it's a really cool thing. We might skip over a lot of this, but like it is not because it's not cool or interesting. I'm very excited to see the Mordred Recollection deck. It's just because there's so much else to talk about.
First time they've kept level 2 the same.
Yeah.
I guess Tristan, and was that the only other one they actually changed?
Tristan,
Xander,
and then
Xander they reworked level 2.
Yeah.
So, but it kept level 2, which I think is fine.
And kind of Merlin because it was a new class.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they kept the level 2 Mordred, which is fine because this felt more like building on Mordred.
Everyone knew that this Mordred was already strong enough as is, and you don't need a second one.
The old level 2 Tristan, they had to change because, it
was too strong.
Oh, for sure.
So they banned it. You know? But you don't have to. You can ignore level 0 and level 1 and still go into level 2, and then go to level 3, which I believe we're talking about next. No, we're not. We're talking about some attacks. Honestly, I don't necessarily need to cover these.
We can just skip these. Yeah.
There's a lot of cool attacks. They do a lot of different things. I love
these are so cool.
This Drenching Finish is a power corrupt version of another card.
Sinking Oblivion. Oh no, Riptide Slash.
Riptide Slash.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah,
because this target player puts the top 3 cards of their deck. The other one is you glimpse 2 or something like that.
And you reveal a card, and if it's a certain card, it goes to the graveyard. I think
so. And then Dummy Trainer, which is so cool. So I got really hyped about this because I read it wrong. Because I thought it said, so Dummy Trainer is a 0 cost Regalia, kind of like a backup charger where it's pay 3, then you banish Dummy Trainer and draw a card into your memory, then target opponent summons a training dummy token. I thought you got to summon that token.
Oh,
that's why I got so hyped.
Okay.
But this is still really good for Mordred because you get to use stuff like this where you get on-kill effects.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So a super cool card. And that was a theme that happened throughout these spoilers was there were so many cards that I didn't really care about competitively or whatever, but they were just so cool. I don't know, this is cool.
Dummy Trainer summoning a training dummy is fun.
Yeah, there were so many well themed the banners. We'll get into that, but the banner cards and stuff, they're just so incredibly hyped for RDO.
Real quick, I want to talk about the Inherit effect real quick again because this actually makes title sweep a lot better.
Yes.
Makes title sweep cost 4 when you level up, which
title sweep has been the worst sweep in the history of the game.
So there you go. And then we got Mordred level 3. Exalted level 3 into a Luxem level 3, similar to how Tristan has Shadow Reaver and going into Shadow Dancer. This can do the exact same thing. And it has the exact same effect where you get to draw 2 cards if you do that. And then it has on attack cards in your graveyard have floating memory, just like the level 2. So it's it gives that level 2 an inherited effect without actually giving it the inherited effect. So they don't have to remake that level 2, which is smart. And then Ephemery X, so you can attack, or you can use those attack cards in graveyard as well. Pretty cool. Level 3 Luxem Mordred has on enter, his next attack gets +3 power and gains on hit recover 3. And then whenever you activate a Luxem element card, D-level Mordred. So kind of like this whole balance of you're going to use card. You don't want to have I think a ton of level 3 Luxem, or specifically Luxem cards.
Yeah.
You can run Exalted cards, of course, but Luxem cards, you're going to use some finisher cards, which is again what they showed off. And
it's not going to be a heavy Luxem base.
Yeah. And then the fairies.
Fairies are super cool.
You were really excited about these. Honestly, really pretty arts. Gildas is insane looking. But really cool effects. The first one allows you to help Mordred out, essentially.
Yeah. We can skip these.
Yeah.
They're super cool. The nice thing is that they are 3-drop 1/2 stealth.
Yes.
So that it very thematic with how the other fairies are. But yeah, we'll talk about these on another podcast, I think. CSR of the Gildas Fairy looks absolutely beautiful.
Yep. Some of those Mordred attacks I was talking about earlier. Yeah. One's like a finisher. Other ones are just solid, and one's a weapon, which is also really good. It has a lot of power to it. Talking about the Mordred stuff still.
We saw the Snow Fairy reprint, which is neat.
All of those.
Yep.
And then we got to talk about some angels.
These are pretty cool. So, these... We'll kind of quickly talk about these. The biggest one to me personally, and so this is when we started going on the dev stream actually. So the Mordred Recollection was with Dan on. He did an absolutely great job on the stream. And then this is where they started to introduce us to the stream.
Yes.
And we were on there for so much longer than I thought we were going to
be. So did
I,
yeah.
They were like, hey, you guys want to be part of the stream? And we were like, sure. And that was it. And then we get on the stream and Sildar is just shoving spoilers down our throat, which I was having a good time.
I was expecting 3-4 slides of spoilers. So 12 to 16 spoilers, or 12 12 to 15,
yeah,
whatever. Spoiler cards, and we got a lot more than that.
Yeah, but so that was just like super fun. We were actually on there with Dan still, so yes. Dan stayed on there. So Dan was on there for a long time.
yeah.
But he did a great job, and it was super exciting to talk through all of these. So one of the spoilers that stood out to me the most is this Benediction Angel.
Yeah.
It's a 2-cost 1/1 that has Advanced Imbue 2. So if you show 2 advanced element cards while imbuing this, you will get to unenter, draw a card in your memory, and recover 2. This might seem very familiar to you. This is basically Windmill Engineer, except norm, so any deck can run it, and you show advanced element cards instead of wind cards. Yeah. So one of the struggles with wind in general has been, if you want to run a really heavy advanced element wind deck, you have to sacrifice the wind engine because Windmill Engineer, Fairy Whispers, Veiling Breeze, all of these cards require you to run a pretty significant portion of wind element cards to like really work. And so this is a very cool way to see, okay, first off, it's generic. So like wind isn't the only one with Wind Engineer anymore, which is crazy because now this is another fantastic target for like Cremation Ritual and stuff, right? But even in the just concept of wind, this now allows you to run Reclaim, Escape the Wreckage, those kind of cards that are really strong, but
the resurgence of Escape the Wreckage, I feel like will be here.
But like, you like Windmill Reclaim, such an iconic synergy, right? But if you're running a really heavy advanced element deck, you might not have the cards to run Windmill, but now you can just run Benediction Angel Reclaim, and this is not a unique, it's not, it's a main deck card that you can just run a 4 of. So that's like very, very interesting. And it's going to, I think the Angels are something that are meant to allow you to run higher advanced element packages with maybe slightly weaker value engines, but not as large value engines. Because one of the big things about deck building is you have to get up to level 3, and then you want your level 3 engine to be strong at that point as well. And so it's always been a balance of, do you run combo pieces, right? Cremation Ritual, Library Witch, all this kind of stuff, right? Do you run these combo pieces that are really strong value engines, can get you +1s and such, but then when you draw your Library Witch late game, you're pretty disappointed by it, right? And this is not a combo piece. This will just replace itself. I mean, Library Witch replaces itself anyways, but like there's another angel card that we'll talk about that makes more sense. So let's go ahead and...
I do want to point out, though, because of all of this, I do feel like it's important to mention maybe pick up a nullifying mirror because I feel like that's going to be an important card.
Yeah, these are imbued.
Yes. So if you do this in their recollection, not in response to the activation, specifically before they even get into be able to play these cards, you do in like the recollection, in response to the materialization, whatever it is, then on that turn, all their cards in their memory will be norm. So also something to point out that exalted cards are advanced element cards as well.
Yes, that is huge.
So even though it's norm, it's still advanced element. Or looks like norm, I should say. Oops, I didn't mean to close that out. Next one is, oh my gosh. One for each element, basic element. They all do similar things. One's a board clear, which is pretty cool. One is a
lunette effect.
Yeah, lunette effect. And one is a kill an ally at fast speed for wind.
As a 3-drop 2/2 fast activation, which has been very strong.
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen wind have... Like, fire has a lot of those types of effects where it's kill an ally at fast speed, basically deal 4 to it, deal 3 to it, whatever it is. But that's the first time we've seen wind have it, so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, like we've had like Tempest Downfall is like the closest thing, but like that's insane stats.
Yeah, we got to see the Exio Neos in Imbue 3, which is really funny that you and me were on because I feel like we both love those elements. One has, it's funny, we both love those elements. Exia has seen some competitive play, but man, they're some of the worst elements.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
for actual competitive play. I got to see a Terra Crux one, I should say. And this one, what was this? You get to preserve. Yeah, you get to preserve and material that card. Then you can banish a card from your material deck, and if you do, it gets +3. So kind of like a. Not draw a card, but like set up for your future turn card and also help you kill off stuff and get board control, which is cool. This one, which was insane.
Yeah, this one's
which
crazy.
is the Astra and Arcane one, which is a 3-drop 1/3. I'm not saying all the stat lines of the angels because it don't really necessarily matter. The on enters kind of more bigger part of it, which is if this card was imbued, banish 2 cards at random from your memory. If you do, glimpse 3 and then put the top 2 cards of your deck into your memory. Very, very cool effect there. It allows you to set the top of your deck, allows you to have this doesn't replace itself. It's a -1 when you play it, but you get to set the top of your deck and you get to feel some kind of win con and most likely set up for a very stronger turn, much stronger turn.
Yeah.
And then this card, which is kind of what you were talking about earlier.
So this one's insane. So we did actually talk about this quite a bit during the live stream. So I'm not really going to go as like deep dive again, but this is a very big payoff to making angels a part of your way to get to level 3.
Yeah.
So this is a very, very interesting thing. I'm going to be very interested to see how playable this is in Constructed. I think it could be really good in Pantheon as well, but in terms of like, will this see play in Nat season and stuff, right? Because all these RDO cards, the next events that are after the RDO are Nat season basically.
Yeah.
So we're gonna like jump right into some of the most competitive events of the year, and so
most competitive with the largest card pool we've seen from a set.
So that's like something that we're gonna cover on another podcast. But yeah, to sum it up in short, 1 month from RDO release to NA Nats with the largest card set that we've ever had.
I am not ready.
Crazy. We are going to be so incredibly stressed. It is not funny. Like,
we've been trying to do 3 videos a week.
Yeah.
A Monday, a Wednesday podcast, a Friday video as well.
Yeah.
That might cut down to a Wednesday and a Friday, or Wednesday and a Monday.
Potentially,
or something.
yeah. We'll try to keep up with it, but we've been trying to get ahead on specifically like Patreon and stuff.
Yeah.
We have some videos that we've already recorded and started to edit to post during those months because we don't want to skimp out on Patreon, but we just won't have the time to record new ones. So we're trying to prepare as best as we can. But it's going to be an insane season for us and a lot of other players out there as well. So, but it's going to be very fun. I have never been more excited for a set.
Do you
before.
think we'll get a new spirit? Usually do every other, and last set was Purity. No, wait, PTM was Purity, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So technically, I don't know if we would have one.
I'm not sure. I don't even know if we'll get a Divine Relic because there is a Divine Relic in the Mordred Recollection, and
there's a new spirit. It's a new spirit,
and there was a new spirit. Yeah. So who knows what's in RDO? I mean, dude, the set's so big. There could be literally anything. Yeah. I did not expect this much angel support. All this angel archetype, like the angels were looking cool, and then they showed this card, and I was like, oh. Angels is like a real archetype.
For those who are listening and not able to see what card we're talking about, it's Seraphic Legion's Descent. It's a 3-cost Norm Exalted unique Fantasia Mage Angel spell.
Yeah.
On enter, search your deck for any amount of angel ally cards. Banish those cards along with any amount of angel ally cards from your hand, memory, and or graveyard. Shuffle your deck. Then draw a card into your memory for each card banished from your hand and or memory this way. And then it has, so basically you thin your deck, you thin your hand, I guess your graveyard, and you, if you want, and you get to put all those into your banishment. And so now your deck is smaller, your hand is more consistent, and your deck is more consistent. And most likely the cards you want to play. And like I said, this is Exalted, so you're only playing this once you are Advanced Element level 3. And then at level 3 plus, you can pay 1 and restless. Until the end of turn, you may activate target card banished by Seraphic Legion's Descent. So you pay 1 to basically to be able to play any one of those cards from your banishment. So they cost a little extra, but if you're doing that, you're most likely doing it for a very specific reason. If you're activating this, like it's just like the glimpse one, even
the windmill angel, right? So like imagine you play windmills to help you level up, and then once you're level 3, you can just continue playing windmills from your graveyard. That's crazy, right? Like,
so pretty cool. Or like interceptor ones that just need to put on field to help you stay alive, like all that jazz. And if you don't, It's okay. You thinned your deck. You got rid of those bad angel cards in your hand or memory, and you were able to draw into something better.
It'll be interesting to see, like, do you run one-ofs of the interceptor ones, of these other situational ones, so that when you play this, now you have a bunch of different cards because they're pulling from your deck. You're searching them out.
Yeah.
So now you have a bunch of different cards for a bunch of different situations. It's a very cool card. I think that's going to be a card that a lot of people have to experiment with post RDL release. Like, you're forced to try this out and see how it feels in decks.
Yep, because you won't know until it happens. And they also have a secondary art, which is actually kind of cool.
Yeah,
I like that. That's fun. Also, going to maybe feel bad if you're like, maybe you want 2 of each, but if you're trying to get 1 of all of them, you're just like, you keep going like one of the other. Remember? Yeah. So that's all the angels there, and then we got to see suited. Yeah. So 8 cost. 8 of spades, 8 cost, 8 of hearts. I believe. Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
8 of spades just gets to wake up again. 8 of hearts gets to draw 2 cards and can be cheated out, or not cheated out, but cost a lot less.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I don't know if 8 of hearts will actually see play because that effect will cost a lot. I think you would have to build up quite the board to be able to activate this and actually have an effect that make it worth it, but who knows. Table straight.
This one's cool.
Sick card, which is reveal any amount of suited cards from your memory, depending on the length of the longest consecutive streak of reserve cards. So like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like having the ace of spades, the 2 of hearts, the 3 of spades, and so on. Reserve cards among them reveal and suited in way of only suited allies you control. So if it's 2, 3, or 4, so if you have a streak of 2, a streak of 3, or a streak of 4, you draw a card. So at worst, you can replace itself. I don't know why you'd be playing it other than just a cycle.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. And then 5 or 6, draw 2 cards, which I feel like is doable.
It is, yeah.
And then 7 or more, which is obviously the harder part because you have to definitely play something like big, like something that costs a lot, and then also play this card. So you have to have a big enough influence to do so because it's a...
No. You're revealing from memory.
I know. You have to put those cards down in memory. So you have to play 2 things is what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, this card only costs 3, so you have to play like a 4 cost.
I see.
Before you play this.
Yeah.
You draw 3 cards. So I don't think that's going to happen often.
Which it shouldn't, because this is a card that's playable on turn 1 technically.
Yes.
We have never had a card that could be played on turn 1 that could draw you 3 cards.
Yeah.
And I don't think we do still, because like you said, I don't think you could play another thing and this to get the cards in the memory.
Yes, you can. You go second. Your opponent, you have someone going first. They play something. They go acquiescing, or they play something. You go acquiescing, rejection. They let you draw. Then you go, yeah, that's cool.
That's
draw
crazy.
for turn. You play table straight, and you had exactly 1 through 7.
If you're a draw 7 spirit, you use 5 from hand. You're down to 2. Yes. Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah, that's the only time you can. But you have to have exactly acquiescing this card and a 1 through 7.
Perfect straight. Yeah. So obviously it's like very.
And honestly, at that point.
Like,
good job.
Yeah.
You high rolled the living heck out of your opponent.
Yeah. So obviously, like, this is not a card that is going to just be like a turn 1 draw 3 thing.
But the 5 or 6,
it's doable.
It's doable, and something that I want kind of leads into, which is the water suited cards. Yeah. And I feel like this leads into this more because water suited definitely seems like a slower. Paced suited deck. Yes. And with a slower paced suited deck, you don't need just to throw up allies on the board. You might be okay with setting up your memory a little bit to be able to do that table straight. A lot of cool things with suited diamonds. Won't cover them a bunch of them, but basically we got to see what Bolt of Diamonds does. Yeah. And Bolt of Diamonds is a 2-cost fast mage suited spell that is water, action. With level 2+, this card costs 2 less, so it can cost 0, and then deal 1 damage to target unit. That's all it does. But that all does, which is funny, I think I said, I feel like it's going to be just deal 1 damage to a unit. Because Bolt makes me think of, obviously, like a shot of something, right?
Yeah.
And deals 1 damage to target unit. It's cool that at level 2, this is free. It is also a mage action spell. So Rye, level 2, gets enlightened counters for these. So they're fast speed and you're generating them, and so you're able to if you just have one in hand, you can just shoot someone for one and get a enlightened counter on their turn and do it on your turn as well. So you can actually generate like enlightened counters pretty easily with these. But the fact, regardless of all that, is that there's multiple water cards that are creating these.
Yeah.
And so you're just building up your influence. And that's why I also think that Table Straight is maybe more suited for water than it would be for fire, because water can take a slower time, build up a bigger influence, and actually set up that straight if you wanted to.
Yeah. I was really happy with these water suited spoilers because it was really nice that it wasn't just another ally deck that blah blah blah. You know, like this has a very different vibe to it.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see that. Like even someone that might really like suited, now you can play, you know, your fire suited, whatever, aggro-ish ally deck, and then also have a water suited deck when you're feeling like you want more interaction, you want to play negates and all this kind of stuff, right? And like still like have that like suited vibe. Like I think it's very, very interesting. Yeah.
And more of these are focused on being mage / cleric. Than assassin, guardian, warrior.
That was something that Sildar said. He said there's I think some cleric class bonus cards, and then didn't spoil any of those and joked about that. So
so it makes me think that there'll be clubs for wind suited, and that has to be tamer. What's left? Tamer.
We've had assassin, warrior, cleric, mage, tamer, guardian.
Well, guardian was already part of fire.
Was it?
Yeah, because you had like the card Trump set that was redirect and give plus
right,
3/+3.
Right.
Ranger, tamer, ranger.
Interesting.
Which we've had cards. We've had a water snake, a 3-drop 3/3 snake that is also an arrow.
Sea Fletch Serpent, I think is its name. Yeah, very cool card.
So, I guess we've seen that typing before. Anywho,
some more cool suited cards.
Yep.
The Weasel is neat.
Yeah, the Weasel is neat. It's cool because it's a 5-drop 1/4 just like the Spades, and 5-drop, and it's also floating memory just like the 5-drop of Spades. But this one has a draw card into memory, which is the 4-cost Spades effect on it. But cool thing about all these is that they are all retort.
Yeah.
Or not all of them. Most of them are retort 3. So there's a lot of these allies you're just playing them and just leaving them.
Yeah, you're not trying to pressure your opponent, but there's a reason that your opponent doesn't want to clear your board and make it harder for you to do cardistry. Also, something that I literally just realized is all of the 5s are animals. Because the the suits or Spades is a polar bear, the hearts is a rhino, and the water is a
weasel.
That's very funny.
Yeah, it's super fun.
I think all of the other cards are humans. I'm pretty sure in suited.
Probably.
Yeah, that's just like a fun little like Easter egg. So I want to shout out Quinn, because when we were doing the developer stream, they did spoil the artwork for this card. I think I literally saw it on the plane ride to Houston, and then they showed us what the actual card does on the developer stream.
Yeah.
And I have to shout out Quinn, my wife, because when we spoiled this, like I almost like shouted her out on the dev stream, and I was like, Quinn's definitely gonna be building a water suited Pantheon deck or something, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wasn't sure if like she'd want me to like mention that or something. And then I told her that last night, and she was like, "Well, I was expecting you to." And I was like, "Okay, so it's not the same as the official Weebs dev stream, but shout out to Quinn." She's like I said before on this podcast, she's done a lot of artwork for Grand Archive, and is quite the artist. So she's excited to play with this card, and it's a pretty good card.
In Pantheon, she could do double. She could do fire water suited or fire water wind if you play Vanitas, Polhawk, or Nico.
No, suited feels like because suited is interesting because you can only play one ofs, and these cards like really require you to get different, like there's some awkwardness with it, but I think with those boons, like you said, that'd be really cool. So big shout out to Quinn. Very cool artwork. I like this card a lot. If there ends if there ends up being a CSR version of this card, I don't know what the other suited CSRs go for. I feel like they are maybe $200 each.
About
or something
200,
like that.
I think I feel
I'm hoping that this card goes cheap. If the market for this card is around $100, which I don't think it will be, but I will buy an unlimited copy of these at $100 each, because I want to help Quinn fill out a little, like, the regionals binders, the 4-pocket ones for GA. I want to fill an entire binder of those with this card. So if it's like a $200+ card, it's probably not very feasible. I don't think I'll be able to do that. But if this card hits like 100-ish, I'll be buying as many copies as possible. So hit me up.
And if not, then you'll just have to settle for foil weasels.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, very cool. That card is super cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all suited. And then we have to see some more tribal, I guess, which we haven't had a ton of in GA. Suited was like our first real tribal. We've had like human tribal kind of with Phalanx captains. And of course, I guess Tamer in general with animals and beasts.
Slimes and stuff.
And slimes, yeah. But we got some more slimes. Slime Swarm, super cool card. 3-drop 1/1, kind of 3-drop 3/3 in stats.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for a card like this for a while now. Do we have a 2-drop 1/1 that summons a 1/1?
We have foster units.
Yeah, but not an internal one.
I don't believe so.
Okay. So this is the first time we've seen something like this. This is really cool with feline.
Yeah,
wild. No.
This cat that gains buff counters.
2-drop 1/2 class
Wild
bonus.
growth feline.
Wild growth. It is wild. Yeah, and then we got Banner Slime. Super cute.
Yeah.
You can rest this and give all your other slimes +1 power for the until the end of turn.
Very tribal. Esque card. So and then Baby Slime looks super cute. I just want to mention that. The artwork in this, dude, I can't stop shilling RDO because like I actually am so passionate for the set. Like it's the first set that I've gone and pre-ordered for like the past 4 or 5 sets now. Like I'm pre-ordering cases of this. I'm super excited to open it all up. There's so much to collect from it. All of it looks so cool. There's so many decks that I want to build for it, especially once you throw in Pantheon in the mix. Like, it's just gonna be an unreal set.
Yep.
I think this might literally be GA's best set. Like, I think ever. Like, I think we might be hitting peak GA. It's all downhill from here, you know.
No.
But no, I actually think that this literally might be GA's best set.
Yeah. We have to see some other cool, just basic element slimes. One that's like a mini Frostborn, kind of.
They're interesting cards.
One that deals damage to both of you, which is scary. And then one that is, this is a new beast fire slime, by the way. Like the other ones are just animals. And then this one, which I think will almost definitely see play, which is a 3. I think the water and wind are more viable than the fire to me.
Yeah.
But the 3-drop 2/2 class bonus on entry, you may rest this slime, and if you do, wake up another slime ally. I think that's really cool in specifically Slime Spirit, because you can do this with a baby red slime, and get that additional effect again, which is really cool. I'm excited to see. Yeah, I'm just excited to see
slimes look cool.
Yeah.
I think slimes with these spoilers are going to be a lot more viable in Pantheon as well.
And then raccoons.
We were so hyped for this.
Yeah, I know. It's so cool. Portly Raccoon is a 3-drop 2/3. Good stat line.
Yeah.
And then you may reveal 2 raccoons from your hand or memory. When you do, target opponent banishes a card from their graveyard. So you do not get to choose the card. It is you target opponent, and they just get to pick the card from there. So not amazing, but that's okay. We have Buddy Raccoon, which is 2-drop 1/2, fast activation class bonus. On entry, you may return another target raccoon ally you control to its owner's hand. Pretty cool to save off an ally that's a raccoon that's about to die, and you also just get a 1/2.
Yeah, I mean, this is a card that you've been asking for a while. Yeah.
I've been wanting a 2-drop like 1/1 that returns an ally to hand, and this is a similar effect.
And the fact that it's fast activation is just insane.
Yeah.
With class bonus.
Yeah. So very cool. And then Banner Raccoon, in my opinion, better than Banner Slimed in the fact that no class bonus, no anything, but the strict requirement of that, as long as an opponent has no cards in their graveyard, then it gives all allies +1 power. So,
which obviously the Raccoon's theme has been to eat up your opponent's graveyard.
So we already have Scattering Raccoon, which just hits 2 cards, which is really good because you don't need to try to empty the graveyard as much as possible. And then I'm sure there's other effects. I mean, there's like Sea Sprite Diver. Deep Sea Diver.
Well, I have to assume that we're going to see some more raccoons in this set,
a couple more,
because this doesn't feel like enough cards to like really do a raccoon like archetype. And these cards all synergize with other raccoons.
I honestly think you would only really bare minimally is 2 more.
Sure.
Because you have these 3
and then we have
Scavenger, and then you would have 2 more, just at 6. 6 times 4 is 24.
Well, there's also one more.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So then we're
but I don't know if these cards necessarily all feel strong enough to run as 4-ofs. So like I feel like you need like a little bit more raccoons still. So hopefully we see a little bit more raccoons.
This is a scout. I think you do run 4 of this guy because he's a 3-drop 1/3 that draws you a card essentially. And then also like gives all your raccoons that you can rest and eat a card from a graveyard, which is crazy.
This card is super cool. Very very neat card, and like helps this is the kind of card that helps actually make the archetype viable for sure.
And all these cards actually help Spirit of Purity, because now you can start doing this earlier and help limit the cards in their graveyard. And then once you do level up to level 1 or whatever, and your lineage release, then you can actually eat maybe specific cards with your lineage release.
Yep, and fuel your banner raccoon and all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's a very real chance that Spirit of Purity raccoons is a real deck.
I hope that there is.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Bye Genbu, dude.
Yeah. The Genbu hate is raccoons.
Can you imagine being a Genbu player and going up, like playing an Ascent, and you go up to your friends after your round and you're like, yeah, I played against raccoons. We're like, I'm sorry. Buddy.
Yeah.
You know, like,
we knew that was the auto loss.
Yeah.
But it's kind of interesting because you almost don't need to run Lantern and or Censor.
Nope.
I think Censor certainly, maybe still Lantern if they do stuff like fast, they do on that turn. But my thought was Aetherwing Diana can still go hit you, glimpse, put a Languid Toad Troll in there, and then hit you for 6. So that can be kind of rough. But this is such a cool card.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Yeah, and that's all of the tribal stuff, which again, they just kept showing us more.
Yeah, and this was, all of these cards were when we were still on the dev stream.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear more thoughts about it, you can go watch that too. We try to not take too much time because we knew there was a time limit on the stream. But so we're still going over these cards again because there's more stuff that we can talk about, a little bit more time to talk about them, and a little bit more thoughts on them after seeing, because we all those cards we saw for the first time on the dev stream.
Yeah. Then we got some more guides, some more ways to level up, which is wild.
It is wild. Also, Flagrant Guide. Let me read this card out. 3-drop ally, 1/3 fire. On enter, you may level up your champion. If you do, deal 6 plus X unpreventable damage to it, where X is 4 times that champion's base level.
So if you're going from level 2 to level 3, you'll take 18 damage.
Wild. So this is kind of clearly meant for Jhin. Because and this is like along with the spoiler that we just showed you for the first time in today's podcast, just like an unreal way to actually self-damage. So Jhin can absolutely play, doesn't matter if you're not hitting me, I'm gonna do it myself, right? And so like there is more of a real clock with Jhin, and this is not locked to Jhin necessarily. No. So I'm almost curious if this will maybe ever see play in aggro. I don't know if it would, because even going to your level 1 is going to deal 10 damage to yourself. And so, right? 6 plus. Yeah. So playing this would deal 10 damage to yourself, which is a lot and probably means that you die on the crackback. But I'd be curious if this ever does see some sort of play in like maybe this aggro deck that can also like heal in some sort of way or something. Like we've seen like Restorative Flames and if there's ever an aggro deck that has a lot of defense built into it as well, this could be an interesting thing to see there where aggro decks really care about materializations, right? Because that's like usually how you can push a lot more damage. And so I'd be very curious to see, because this isn't losing you resources from influence like Dungeon Guide would, right? And so I could just see a world where some competitive deck in the future Flagrant Guides to 1, which is not something that we've really seen before. We don't really have like maybe Beseech and stuff like has been like that use case scenario, but Fire really hasn't had a way to do that. So this is very interesting. Very, very cool.
Ignis
Deos can do it. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But and I guess that is probably always the card that you'd pick to run in aggro over this.
I would assume it costs less. It forces you to stay at level 1. You aren't getting an ally, which can be important.
Yeah. Anyways, this card seems very interesting and definitely good in Jhin.
Yeah. Makes Chalice of Blood insane in Jhin.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can like take a turn and go Chalice of Blood, go into this, you took 2 damage on a previous turn.
But and this might be something that you even do go level 1 in Jhin. Because if you're playing against a deck that can't like damage you until late, like let's say you're playing against Luxem or something, right? Like and well, I guess Luxem is getting a new support. Just imagine that you're playing against a slow level 3 deck that isn't going to damage you, right? And you have these and DGs in your deck.
Arasana.
Yeah, Arasana, sure. You're just like, okay, do this to level 1, go to level 2 on my next materialization phase, bam, Dungeon Guide up to level 3, and you're just turboing it into Jhin, and you already have that damage to start getting that value from your cards.
Yeah. Heavenly Guide stonks overall.
Oh man, Heavenly Guides go up. I went back and forth on selling my World's Heavenly Guides, and eventually I settled on not selling them. And I am so glad I have my World's Heavenly Guides. Those are insane.
Yeah.
I think there was a Heavenly Guide buyout on TCGPlayer that happened during the stream, which makes sense because I do think we mentioned like on that stream that Heavenly Guide was like really good or something. But I mean, honestly, I do genuinely think Heavenly Guide will be better than it was before. Does that mean every deck's running 4 of? Probably not. Yeah. But like it definitely increased the value of that card 100%.
And then Discover the Divine, which is remove 4 enlightened counters from your champion if you do level up your champion. I was talking about this card literally last night with someone.
Yeah.
And you -1 from hand.
Yep.
You're minusing 1 because of the enlightened counters. 1 1/3 technically.
1 1/3
because of enlightened counters. So you're minusing 2.
Yeah.
But that's better than minusing a total of 3 from DG. Because DG is you -1 from DG and -2 from memory, right? So that's 3 total. What are you confused about?
You just put it on you don't pay the materialization cost?
No, that's the whole point of all these. Flagrant Guide, Discover the Divine.
Dude, literally, I thought you still paid the 2 with Flagrant Guide.
No,
I was still like, that's still such a good card.
Yeah.
This card's busted. Bind 4 Curia. Is it? Oh, it's SR. Dang it.
4 foils.
Oh man, I hope it gets a CSR. That'd be insane. Bind foils, whatever the highest rarity of Flagrant Guides
and
is.
then Radiant Origin of Warrior, which they said every class will have one.
Yeah.
So all these will have a similar effect where it's they are 3 cost Fantasia Warrior Trial Omni Shroud. So these are very hard to destroy. Unless someone else is level 3 and has special cards, they're not gonna be able to destroy this. Whenever your champion attacks using a weapon, put a training counter on it, and then you can pay 3 and sacrifice this. As long as there's 3. Or as long as there are 4 or more training counters on it, you level up your champion.
So this one you would pay for?
Still no.
No, okay.
Look, do you want me to pull up Dungeon Guide?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Or Heavenly Guide? That's a better one.
Why am I so bad at Grand Archive, Isaac?
The only reason why here you go. If an opponent controls a non-spirit champion with a card, it would level up your champion.
Your champion levels up into a compatible card from your material deck. A card was played. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Dungeon Guide only makes you pay 2 because it says specifically banish 2 cards from your memory.
So I'd be really interested to see what the Dao Chen Radiant Origins card is, because it's a Fantasia, so it's going to count towards your stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe it helps make level 3 Dao Chen Fractals more viable in competitive play in 1v1.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because obviously this one says when your champion attacks with a weapon.
Yeah.
That's, I mean.
So like Dao Chen's might be like when you play a Fantasia or something like that.
When you play a Fantasia, Tamers, I'm assuming is when you attack with an animal or a beast, or when you play one. Actually, this would be kind of fun. Let's go through them. Guardian Domain. When you play a Domain.
Yeah. It wouldn't be very good for CL, unfortunately. But
I didn't ask.
Brutal.
Anyway. Who else we got?
Ranger.
Kongming.
Ranger would be like when you load a weapon, not like gun or Aether.
Yeah, when you load
keep it generic, but that could be fun.
That could be fun.
Actually, that might be too good.
Well, you just put a higher amount on it.
Yeah, it's just like because like Aether Aether's load way better than guns do.
I guess when you attack with a loaded weapon,
whenever a unit becomes distant, maybe.
Oh, you could do distant.
That could be a more balanced way to do that.
Yeah, that's fine. And then we did. Tamer was animal or beast probably, or something with it.
Yeah.
Do they have anything else that they do in Tamer, animal or beast? Buff counters.
Buff counters
seem pretty prominent. Yeah. Guardian, Domain, or what else?
Well, so is Mage going to get one because it has Discover the Divine?
I would assume, because this isn't generic. Enlightened counters is really Rye.
Yeah. So like this, I guess. So like Rye and Jin just got like specific ones. You know what I mean? Like, are we gonna
see a little bit?
I guess we must just see like other random.
Yeah, because this is like Jin's, but you got a warrior.
Yeah, true. Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, so Mage will probably be whenever you play spell.
Some amount of spell.
Yeah, maybe have to be a high amount because like Fairy Whisperers,
like 10.
Yeah. Maybe that's too much.
I wonder if we'll get one for each element too, basic element. So wind could be if you played a certain number of wind cards. No, you can't do that. Wait, no. This one is on enter, does something to you. So on enter, what's the negative? Banish cards from your memory? No, that's just Dungeon Guide.
That'd be so funny though if they gave wind just a second Dungeon Guide, so you can just run 8 Dungeon Guides in your deck.
Well, this has nothing really to do with. I guess fire does unpreventable damage to itself.
Yeah,
sometimes,
but like
damage to itself.
You wouldn't really play this in like a Merlin deck or something.
Water,
like that.
you mill yourself.
Water, you have to banish like 20 cards from your graveyard or something like that. Like
sure. Banish banish a high amount of cards from graveyard.
Yeah.
Or banish the top cards of your deck. No, that's still too strong. Oh, dude, actually, I kind of want that card because then you can just play self-mill Rye.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
In wind.
These ones are really hard to predict.
What's a negative effect? Because this is such a negative effect, and it feels very specific to Jhin.
Yeah. It's almost unplayable in any other deck because it just means you're going to just die.
Destroy your board? Like, I don't know.
Discard your hand.
Destroy,
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Which is like, well, no, that'd be too strong because then it just be the last thing that you play. You have a big memory, and then no, that's really hard. But so Radiant Origins,
Waters banish your hand and memory until your next turn or something like that. So you go out.
That could be interesting because it's a vulnerable state, just like Flagrant puts you into. Yeah, that's interesting.
You have no responses to anything unless you're level 3.
And you banish them like face down or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then wind, we're getting closer. Come on, we can do this.
Wind, your opponent draws 4 cards.
I am down because then I would want to try to play windmill. Wait, because that makes me think of Cold Light Oracle from Hearthstone.
Yeah,
and just see if I can just bounce that sucker and just try to get them to mill.
Yeah, you have to have a successful materialization or something to like have it happen. Because wind has way too
your
many
opponent materializes.
Wind, your opponent materializes.
There's a norm card in RDO already that says you draw a card and your opponent materializes a card. So maybe. Anyway, back to this boy. So what's guarding? What could guarding be?
You said domains.
I know, but
and then you were really rude to me about it.
I was. Maybe it's if you do a big enough attack.
Yeah.
Like hit him for 10.
If your champion deals 10 damage.
Yeah.
Has dealt tame damage this turn or
Tamers,
something.
buff counters, or animals and beasts. I don't really care. I mean, I care, but I don't really care.
Cleric might be based on the amount of Phantasias you play.
If you glimpsed a certain amount.
Oh, right, because Cleric is also like Arasana, which there's like 4 Clerics or something.
There's Cleric, there's Dao Chan, and there's Vanny.
Yeah, they're hard to build for every champion. And they'll figure it out. I'm excited. This is just another reason to be looking forward to RDO.
Yeah. Anyway, lots of cool things with the guides. We got some cards, which you will actually see in a little bit of our gameplay.
Yep.
This is a lot of the cards in the starter.
I think you played
decks.
2 out of 3 of these.
I played 2 of these. I didn't get to play Redirect Orbit, which is a really cool one. Shuffle any amount of cards from your hand and or memory into your deck, then draw that many cards into your memory. It's kind of like a reset. You become very vulnerable. Is the issue. We've seen a card that does something similar, and that is Arcanist Prism, which is at the beginning of Recollection, you any cards from your memory are in their hand and put them into the bottom of your deck and then draw that many cards, and which is straight to hand, by the way, which I always think is like crazy that card's not being played because you can do stuff in Recollection. I'm pretty darn sure. Because I feel like I've said this to you before, and you go, really? And you go, why isn't that being played?
I remember when I first looked at
the beginning of Recollection, put all cards from your memory on the bottom of your deck and then draw that many cards. Yeah. So you can play all your cards in Recollection, then put all those cards with this trigger on the stack, put all those in.
This card is good.
Thank you. That's what I talk about, man.
What the heck?
I just feel like there should be some way to make this card good.
The reason that I don't like it is because it's all. You can't pick. Like, so you can't like keep like a really good card that you want to play or something. But no, that could be pretty good. I mean, obviously, like you would bring it out on your first time of materializing it when you have a hand that you don't really care about keeping. Yeah. So you'll get like a good effect from it at least.
I think it's cool that you can do this, and if you're digging for one specific card too. Like or like a certain set of like this is like a really low arcane count. deck, I guess is how I would put it, as they're pushing you to play higher arcane cards, I guess, or higher element things. Anywho.
But no, this was the level up thing was something that like I was not expecting at all.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't expecting the slimes archetype and the raccoon archetype, which like definitely feel more like actual archetypes like they have been doing with slimes and suited and stuff. Before then, like you said, it was like wind allies, but there was no archetype. You were just shoving random cards in there. So it was really cool to see those kind of archetypes. That like was like moderately surprising. I didn't expect to see raccoons on there and stuff. Like that was very hype. But this was the most surprising thing to me was the level up stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, Crux got some new cards. Again, you'll see in people's videos.
Super cool cards.
Really cool cards.
Yeah, I mean, Alan was on Crux and got to showcase some of these cards.
Yeah.
In our video.
Literally all these except for the Templar of the Eternal. You had to show off a different card, which was pretty cool. I think every time a Regalia entered your board, I believe it got a buff counter.
Yeah.
That was pretty big. I can't imagine that with Ensel.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's one or more.
One or more.
Yep, because we did incorrectly stated that in our Lorraine deck profile.
New, what are these? Luxem? Luxem cards for Assassin specifically. This one does work with Cleric, which is kind of funny. So maybe we'll get one of those one day because we have there's a lot of recovery in Luxem. I feel like a Cleric. Yeah, why didn't a Cleric go to Luxem yet?
Maybe it's too good.
Maybe. Some really cool Terra cards that make me feel like you can actually kill people.
Yeah.
In Terra.
And same for Luxem. Like Luxem is starting to get more cards that aren't just sit there and wait for your Lightweavers to resolve a million times. It might even be interesting to see maybe Luxem sideboards in a sense in the future become more like I side these in when we're late into the round and I need to end a game quicker. You know, so that's very interesting.
It's also forcing Luxem to not do the stupid thing where they hold up 20 cards and go Lightweavers or something like that, or double Lightweavers to try to kill you. They actually go a single Lightweavers in my main to pump the sword that we get to show off. That you get to show off and reveal some recovery.
Yeah,
and then that pumps the damage, so I can hit you for only 8 damage with my Lightweavers, and then swing another 7-8 with my weapon and that's enough to end the game.
It feels like we're moving away from them for like kind of not forcing one specific way to play a deck, but like that's just been how at least the community has played it because that's just what we have established to be the best. And so now we are seeing things like Jin and Luxem and Terra and stuff get more cards that can allow you to be more proactive and do different synergies and different, like obviously the we'll have to see if these are all actually competitive, but it would not be shocking to see Jin and Luxem be played and Terra be played in different ways at Nationals.
Yes. Roots of Tomorrow is one of those cards that I think is really strong. That Terra has a lot of preserve synergy and not a super easy way to preserve cards. Like they have Terra Sight, but every other card has been like obnoxious. And this is like again one of those cards that you can reveal the top card of your deck, you put it in your material deck preserved, and then you draw a card. So it replaces itself and you got a preserved card. It's similar to Terra Sight. Very similar, actually.
Very similar to Terra Sight, yes.
But you kind of needed more of those generic, just cards.
And now you could run 4 Terra Sight, 4 Roots of Tomorrow, and then some of the preservation. The preserve cards that we've had before Ambi Altar, because Ambi Altar did give us some better ones, I think, were very like you had to do so much to get cards preserved, and there wasn't a good enough payoff for how bad those cards were to preserve. Yeah,
I was happy. You can actually play Crawl without cheating it out.
Yeah.
You can actually legitimately play Crawl because it is these 2 preserve cards. You do Terra Sight, you do Roots of Tomorrow, and your opponent's end step, go to your turn, Crawl. Like, kind of funny.
So, I misread this card on stream.
Which one?
Ionized Ascent.
Okay. So, Reversal's Polarity.
Yeah, that's
2 cost. Fantasia Mage Spell. Whenever an arcane card activation you control is negated, deal X damage to the target champion, where X is that card's reserve cost is a Fantasia, so it just sits there on board. So if you just play this, and you go for your big advent, and they go, incap, you go, take 15 damage instead. Like
Arcane's weakness has always been counterspells. And this is a direct answer to those. And could just be something that you sideboard.
And it's a mage spell, so it works with level 3 Stormseer Rai. Because his requires mage spells to be in your banishment. So even if you banish this...
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah. So
I like that a lot. And it's not unique either. So you could put like 2 of these out, do an advent, and be like, if you incap this, you're dead.
Yeah. Storm Seer for H arcane element mage spell card in your
super
banishment.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's really cool. Actually, I kind of want to read this again. Whenever. Yeah, so you could incap your own advent.
That's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, or incap this.
Yeah. So this card, when it was spoiled, I was like losing my mind on stream. I was like, no, I read that your champion gets plus 10 levels, not minus 10 levels.
Yeah.
Because I read that as plus 10 because the screen was pretty far away.
Yeah.
It was like kind of hard to see. And, well, it wasn't hard to see, but specifically that was hard to see.
Yeah.
And I was like, this card's literally just busted.
Still
I was
very good.
So worried. It is still very interesting card. It is basically their take on bringing back Reckless Conversion.
Yes.
But in a much more balanced way. Yeah.
Can accelerate your game plan.
Yeah.
Because it's just until your next turn you get minus 10 levels. But you get to see a full new set of cards, which honestly still very strong because you can go. I don't have a win con, but I'm able to cast this. Go full new hand. And maybe have some protection that full new hand. And yeah, minus 10 level, but I don't really care. I'm not trying to kill you on this turn.
And you might have had like 5 or 6 arcane cards in your memory or something. So it's not minus 10 levels. Now it's minus 4 levels or something, right? Yeah. So it is still strong. It's a very interesting card. Yeah. It is definitely going to make the Rye fans very excited to see that. Because Rye feels like it's just getting more like it definitely feels like so many decks out there are just getting new ways to play, and I think that's like so refreshing. Yeah. Dude, peak set of Grand Archive. It's all downhill from here, dude. If you're not into Grand Archive yet, or if you are into Grand Archive right now, you have to buy RDO, make all these decks, go to Nats, go to Ascents, play Pantheon. These are the good old days. These are the good old days. No, Grand Archive.
Worst.
Grand Archive has shown again and again to just keep knocking it out of the park. Every single game will have its struggles. There's definitely some things that they do wrong, but I'm so excited to be here.
So Crimson Rupture, really basic card. Yeah. Destroy target item or weapon. Mage spell. Yeah. So things with Spell Shroud still can't kill it.
Yeah.
I don't know when that would be the most important.
It's gonna mirrors.
Okay. And then Deflecting Advantage. Prevent the next 1 damage that will be dealt to target unit this turn from sources you don't control for every 3 damage counters on your champion. And then choose a polearm weapon you control and trigger its on-enter effects. Then put a durability counter on it.
So this is a card
1 cost
that I kind of like memed about like it being really good on the stream because it drew a card, and we were talking about that. Because if you pair this with Shuangji, you can draw a card and it replaces itself. So it's not true card draw. I have tried to think about this card a lot more, and the more I think about it, the more unsure I am if this card even has text on it. Because let's say you do this with Shuangji, and you will give it a durability counter, which to be fair is good, and so like that might be the reason to run this, because it replaces itself and gives your Shuangji a durability counter and only costs 1. So like that's like all right. But if you are at 15 damage, if you're at 15 damage and you play this card and you target your Shuangji, which is 15 damage is like very like normal damage to be at, you will prevent 5. Does Shuangji do unpreventable?
I don't know. That's a you question.
Yeah, it is me question. I'm pretty sure it is unpreventable. Dang it. I try to think about this card so much to like give like a more refined thought. Yeah, 500 preventable. Okay. I was like, this card's weird because you would like pick Shuangji and like you wouldn't take damage. You just replace it and draw a card. The fact that it is not preventing unpreventable damage is okay. This card is good because you can in your turn go, I'm going to take 5 and draw a card to replace itself, give myself a durability counter. So you could do this like, you don't have to wait for your like end turn to do this. You can do this after you did a Flagrant Guide for 18. Like let's say you took 0 damage, Flagrant Guide to 18 damage, right? And then you go, okay, maybe I brought out a Quicksilver Grail on an earlier turn, pop QSG, bring out Shuangji, take another 5 damage, you're at 23. And then you could do this, take another 5 damage, you're at 28. And then now your Shuangji is swinging for like 7 or 6. Yeah. And so like that's pretty interesting. And then like you're getting the durability counter to like keep swinging and stuff.
My bigger thought was, and maybe it was a dumb thought, but it was to, once you have Shuangji out, obviously, and you have that Fantasia on that ally that we just got to show off.
Yeah.
So it's 4/4 on that ally, and then you can save that ally because it's any target unit.
Yeah.
And then you take some extra damage. You have to protect your unit. That's a 4, at least 5 damage most likely, and some extra life. You got to save it. So next turn, you got to take 5 extra damage. You got to replace this self. You got to save your ally, and then you go to your turn, and you just have the ally to swing another 5, and then you just need to swing the last little bit.
Yeah. 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 I mean, it definitely is. And the nice thing about it is that even if you're doing it on your turn, you can trigger the self damage to get your combo pieces higher or whatever, but then it still will. Wait, no, will the Shuangji damage pop this prevention? It will, right?
Prevent the next 1 damage.
Because it resolves top down. So the damage will be prevented, and then you deal unpreventable damage.
I feel like no, actually.
All right, judge.
Because it's the next. No, wait.
Yeah,
no.
This is the next damage.
Because there's stuff like. I have to read this card for the next one.
If you're a judge or you know how this ruling works for sure or something, drop a comment below so we can learn how this works. Because if that won't pop it, that becomes very strong because you can push yourself to higher damage limits, but then already have protection for when you maybe don't kill them and go to your end step and your opponent's trying to do fast speed damage there. That's like the point that I was trying to get to. If it doesn't work like that, if it immediately pops it with the unpreventable damage, which it might, then that doesn't really work. But
so Arcane Spell Shield or Spell Shield Arcane, the next time damage would be dealt to your champion.
Would be dealt.
So it gets popped because damage was dealt and it tried to prevent it and it doesn't work. This says prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to your target unit this turn. I believe because
it wasn't dealt. No, wait.
I believe because it wasn't prevented.
Yeah.
It did not eat up the
so you might be able to deal yourself damage, get your attacks higher, go to your end step, and then if your opponent tries to refracting missile you an end step or something, you already have that protection to like not get into actual lethal range.
I think so.
Maybe. Well, if you're a judge and we're wrong about that, let us know below in the comments. We'll pin it or something.
Yeah.
But that card is like very interesting for a lot of different use case scenarios then. And also obviously you can just hold it for end step as but we already have cards like Crimson Presence and stuff, so but this card feels very utility.
Yes.
So I do like this card.
Again, it's one of the things I think changes how you build Jin a little bit, right? From the past.
Look at how much friggin' self damage you can do. It's insane. We've literally talked about 3 cards today that deal a lot of damage to yourself. And while also like accelerating your game plan, Yeah.
Sorry for those who are listening. I'm showing the Neos cards.
We're at Neos.
So, 2 cost, Automaton Forge Warden, which is an ally guardian automaton 2/2, 2 life, 2 power. Class bonus, automaton, and did I say guardian automaton? I don't know if I did. Class bonus, automaton Forge Warden gets +1 and +1 for each of up to 3 tokens you control. 3 tokens
pretty doable.
Is doable. So having a 2-drop 5/5. Pretty easily. You get 1 from backup charger. You're going into your level 3 obelisk, domain making 1, and you get 1 for there. So this is already like a 2-drop 4/4. You need 1 other token to get full value. I mean, honestly, that's that's not needed. I don't think. You can go a couple of domains and play the summon Sentinels,
drones,
summon Sentinels or whatever it is, or any
Dormigan Throne or whatever that is. No, it's not that
Foundry.
One. Foundry,
Throne Sentinel, the Atmos, like so many things. Summon tokens,
Ares.
I
don't think you'll have a problem with it.
Yeah, so I think this is most of the time you can make this a 2-drop 5/5 pretty darn easily,
quickly.
So honestly, very solid card.
Again,
gives you a win con pretty quickly in terms of having a 5/5 ally that just gets to beat down.
Neos, similar to Luxem and Jin and all these classes that we're talking about, that just like really took a lot of time. The worst thing about Neos was that if you lost game 1, you lost the match basically. Not anymore. No, we're seeing these different ways to play.
Yep. And then Tor Realm Walker Colossus. I got to read this card again last night and fully like think about it because I just got excited for a string because I saw a big boy
and the art is amazing.
And the art is fantastic. This is a 3 cost 0. This is a 3 cost 0/4. Unique domain. Guardian Siegeable Construct Golem. What a tagline. They can't.
A lot of typing.
They almost can't fit any more typing on that line. Actually, is that font? It is already smaller than the normal font.
Is it? That's crazy.
Tor can't attack. Can attack as though it was an ally. It's a 0 power, 4 durability siegeable domain, but it can attack as if it were an ally. Tor gets +1 for every 4 durability counters on it. So this is essentially a 1/4, just innately. And then class bonus on enter, sacrifice up to 3 domains. For each domain sacrificed this way, put 2 + X durability on Tor, where X is the domain's reserve cost. So Foundry being the one that makes the most sense. You play a couple domains and you play this, you sacrifice 1 Foundry. You're going to get 10 total counters, durability counters. So this goes from a 0/4 to a 0/14 durability.
Which means that it's a 3/14.
It's a 3/14. Yep. That's okay. That's a lot of life to get through. This doesn't have taunt, doesn't have intercept, doesn't have, vigor or anything. So getting a decent sized dude on board that is swinging for 3 or 4 every turn, if you do like another domain on top of that, seems decent.
Yeah.
And it sticks around, but it's not giving you survivability, but it is cheap. And Neos in general has a lot of actual decent prevention cards in it. So being able to play a mild threat on board, almost like your own little what's the deer called? Majestic Spirit?
Yeah.
Is decent.
Yeah.
Biggest issue though is that durability does not recover.
Yeah.
So they can whittle this thing down.
Yep.
And even if you somehow gave it taunt or intercept from others.
Deer you have to deal 10 damage to in one turn, which can be a tall ask. This one they can just swing their DGs and their Heavenly Guides and stuff into and just chip it down.
And most likely, unless you have Dominion Foundry on board, I feel like this really will only have 3, maybe 4 a power to it.
Because there's also not a lot of domains that you want to sacrifice.
Exactly.
A lot of them want to stay on board. Foundry is fine. Foundry is obviously the perfect one for this.
But I do like, though, is that depending on what other domains we might see, is that this gives you an ability, both these cards obviously give you ability to, I guess especially the first one, not to have to be solely reliant on filling your board up with domains.
Yeah.
Tor definitely has a little bit more because Foundry gets cheaper per domains, for 2 less up to 3. So it costs 2, maybe 1 if you have the map out. But the first one, you're not reliant on domains at all. You're actually reliant more on tokens, which are easier to make.
It's more doable, more a little bit more consistent almost in a way.
Yeah.
There's a couple of cool things about Tor that I wanted to call out too, is that with level 3 domain Tony, this is an ally that you can play basically that is reducing the costs to use his unique domains for. And in that same instance, this can actually be a 2-cost ally, because if you have Wayfinders map out, it is a domain and will be reduced, which is very neat.
Yeah. And I'm sure we'll get some other domain synergies, which will be cool, even if they're lower, like Norm or whatever, and some wind thing.
I mean, it'd be curious. It'd be funny to see something like your siegeable domains have taunt or something, right? And then that becomes, this is a Majestic Spirit at that point. So it'll be interesting to see.
I also think it'd be funny to see cards that give your siegeable domains durability, because in Pantheon there is that effect where usually you use it to save your barrier. But the Lesser Boon of Povardi is a 0-cost fast boon that allows you to put 6 durability counters onto a target siegeable domain that you control, or 3 onto an opponent's, I guess. One that you don't control. But you could actually save that until the late game and put on this, and actually pumps its damage too. So that's kind of fun.
You can make a real big boy.
Yeah, so I really like this card. The art's amazing. It is an SR, so maybe
a CSR.
Maybe a CSR. I'd be hyped for that.
That would be such a good looking CSR. I feel like they have to do that.
Buying curio foils of this boy. Automaton Forge War, because I legitimately will try to make this work. Along with other stuff. So that's really cool. And then we got some Umbra stuff. An assassin agility one to make you play with more of your shadows. Ominous shadow stuff, pumping them, and that's basically it. Basically playing around ominous shadows more. The blight ring which is a Regalia Cleric Curse ring.
Yeah, this one's super cool.
You can pay 4 and rest this, and then draw a card into your memory, and then put this on the bottom of your target champion's lineage.
What I like about this most is that it feels like every Umbra class can use this.
Yeah.
Which is like hard to do because there is Alice, CL, Tristan, and Diana.
Yeah.
Multiple Dianas, multiple Tristans.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, it's crazy.
This is cool. I think really cool for Curse Breaker specifically, where you can like guaranteed get one curse onto your champion.
Yeah, that's huge.
And replace itself. So like, you have 3 in hand. You're like, okay, I literally still can't do my combo. But this allows you to do it. Also, again, I'm sorry we talk about Pantheon, but this is kind of the Pantheon podcast a little bit. This is really cool in Pantheon because you're getting guaranteed to get this curse. And Pantheon has the really cool boon that allows you to attack with guns or loadable weapons without them needing to be loaded.
Yeah.
So that allows you to do Curse Breaker, I guess, infinite kill as long as you have enough durability cards, enough durability on your weapons. So really cool with that. And then Visceral Inversion. I don't know if
yeah, this is a really weird card.
Yeah.
We all kind of thought it was an Alice card at first, and then Sildar pointed out it does not have Spectre on it, so it can't be ephemerated in Alice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's some self-defense for like any Umbra deck because you can just pay 1 and save 5 health maybe.
Yep.
But then that does require that unit to be attacking you, or sorry, ally to be attacking you to have 5 power, which doesn't often happen. So I feel like most often this is only going to save you like 3 damage from like a Ghost or an Aeson or Frostborn or something. But then you can ephemerate at fast speed for 3 to basically then kill an ally.
Yeah.
So you could like save 1 swing. Oh wait, this is a spell, right? Yeah, you can't do this on like a Siri or something, unfortunately. But you could like save damage from 1 swing, and then like another ally attacks you, and then you could kill that one. So like, it's interesting.
If this
I don't know how
could
good
Siri
it is. If it was a skill, it would be very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not.
Yeah.
I think, is that all the spoilers?
That's all these spoilers.
Got to see the new...
They showed off the Curio foils, which is a new type of Curio foil. Yeah. They are still called Curio foils. Yes. It's just they have different subtypes.
Yep. So Curio foil fracturized, what's it called?
I can't remember what the other one was
The
called.
last one was called, this one's called Aurora. It has like that swooshy look to it, which is pretty neat. Got the armaments back.
Yep.
Really cool. I love armaments. They're my favorite. So I'll be trying to pick up probably some of those.
Yep.
And
spoiler season starts March 10th. Yep. So we'll have us and other content creators will have those. And then we did see actually some more spoilers, some lore cards.
Yeah, lore specific cards.
So a ally that has some synergy with Proto Key Crest, which is very interesting. That's a new regalia from the Merlin Recollection deck that people have memed on for kind of being pretty bad. So that's cool that we've gotten some like synergistic cards with that.
You get that out? You got a 3/3 ally for 3?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's definitely more of a reason to run that card now. And then Forbidden Teachings, which has book synergy, which is very interesting. And then Tune Up, which has some automaton synergy, or at worst is a 2-drop fast recover 2 floating memory, even if you don't have anything else.
Kind of like a regenerate.
Very similar to it's a regenerate meets fast queue. Yeah, very interesting card. Yeah. So those were cool to see, especially when we thought all of the spoilers were done.
Oh, the book one. That's why I wanted to see how many books there are.
Yeah. They talked about nationals and how basically C gained a couple of the spots from Oceania. So Oceania has less Worlds invites and Gauntlet invites being given out, and C has a little bit more. I actually think that technically the overall number is the same, like split between Gauntlet and Worlds. I think basically it's just that C is 2 more actual Worlds invites and Osh is 2 less actual Worlds invites. But those were subsidized with Gauntlet invites, basically. And so, yeah, just like a mild change there, which totally makes sense. C has been growing a lot as a season. And they even said that C has been growing a lot as a region.
Yeah, region.
And for any region going forward, it might be updated on how big that region is. So, I think that's something great, honestly, that they're doing is they're keeping their finger on the pulse. They're saying this region does deserve more. It's seen a lot more growth. Let's not make them fight 10 times harder than they did last year for it, right? So a big fan of that. We saw the water bottle, the Water Merlin bottle, as a Nationals pre-registration gift, similar to the backpacks that we saw in a previous year. So that was cool. We got the Nationals Day 2 prize card, which was Necklace of Foresight. Thank goodness, don't have to buy it. Saves my wallet a little bit of money, but very cool promo. I think a lot of people are going to be excited for that. And then the Nationals Qualifier prize card, which this is similar to the Eternal Magistrate card that we saw last year Nationals. So depending on how well you do in Nationals, basically if you get a Gauntlet or World spot, you will get a scaling amount of these. And it is the 3 of Hearts, which looks fantastic and is a very generic card, similar to how EMAG was. So I really appreciate that. It means, if you do well at Nats, hopefully this is a card that you'll want to use in your own decks and such. So fantastic promo there. And then they broke down the Nats prizing, which is very similar to last year. So I'm not really going to cover it, but pretty decent prizing. You can see like first place and second place at most of them will get a full place out of that 3 of Hearts. Whereas if you only get a Gauntlet spot, you're usually just getting like 1 promo. So it's a nice way to balance prizing for that. And then we saw the Worlds and Gauntlet prizing, which is
still on pricing.
So Worlds and Gauntlet pricing is pretty much the same, which we're very happy with. I think the change from the first year's Worlds to second year's Worlds had a lot of really good changes, and I think they kind of just went with if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think a lot of players were happy with the pricing for Nats, Gauntlet, and Worlds, so we're just seeing that similar pricing. And then one of the biggest reveals was the Transcendental Right. We are skipping over the Temporal Spectrometer and the Mercurial Heart, and we're going right to Imperial Seal. So we are they have enough Divine Relics to skip over some for sure. I'm kind of interested that they skipped over Merc Heart and Temporal Spectrometer for seemingly probably because they're not very played cards. But went with Imperial Seal still because it honestly, I think after playing
Art of War.
Well, Art of War would be next.
I know.
So, they could have just skipped right to Art of War, which still isn't quite seen as much play. Frankly, I think they should have probably just skipped all the way to Looking Glass.
I mean,
because they could then do Lost Providence next year, which is like obviously these 2 cards are like longevity, like good cards, and then they have a whole nother year to keep making up Divine Relics. So like it felt a little weird to stop at Imperial Seal for sure. I'll be honest, I'm kind of like a little disappointed in it because this is not necessarily one that I want to win. Like if I finally win Worlds after like making top 8 2 years in a row and missing out on GCR and Quicksilver Grail, and then I win an Imperial Seal, kind of feels bad. I would much rather be like at the very least, Art of War or something. But who knows? Maybe we'll see Imperial Seal become more playable in the future or something. So
have a place.
They seem to usually know what they're doing, so I'm not going to hate on them too much. But it was a slightly disappointing thing to see currently at the very least.
It definitely felt like if you're going to do this, might as well just done Temporal.
Yeah. So what?
Because to me, honestly, Temporal and Imperial Seal, kind of the same level, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think
there's like no point to skip.
Merc Heart 100% should get skipped, right? But like after playing Pantheon, I think Temporal Spectrometer, Dan did pill me on that card a little bit more.
I just had to read. So, did they do this because Grand Crusader's Ring?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it into the rest of the? It's the end of turn. You come the turn becomes transcendent to other types. Okay, no.
Ascendant, yeah.
So they can't do Merc Heart because you don't pop it. Oh, you do on enter, I guess, to gain the effect. I was trying to figure out. Is there something with the effect that they're trying to like make it match up with it? If you did play the level 4,
I don't think so.
Okay.
But anyways, I kind of hate on this card. I'm hoping that there's a reason not to hate on it in the future. We'll see. I mean, even GCR we thought was like the most amazing one, and it's already kind of like falling out in favor, right? Like, I would probably rather own the QSG one now. So it's like these could change
as the card pool grows.
Yeah. Yep. This could be 3 years from now that is the most coveted one out of all of them, right? So it's like I'm not hating too hard, but let's go to the next slide because I am going to hate real hard on this. And I know I kind of already upset some of the devs because of my reaction at the Creators Summit. I apologize, but this is, sometimes people accuse us of being too fake and just, shilling Grand Archive. Here you go. Here's my counterpoint to all that. This is incredibly disappointing. This was literally the most disappointed that I was throughout the whole weekend. This makes me super, super disappointed. Like, this sucks, honestly. So this is the world's top 8 prize card. So similar to last year, if you got top 8, you got the Heavenly Guide, which was phenomenal artwork. unreal. Featured a silver spirit on it. You know, like lore wise, it was cool, or like just like whatever design wise, it was cool. It was a not super playable card, which kind of sucked, but as we're seeing, it's becoming much more playable now. Like I literally said earlier in this podcast, thank goodness I held on to them, right? And so that's why I'm like a little hopeful for the Imperial Seal one and stuff, because it could get better. But the season before that, I think every player, because it was 16 instead of 32 players at Worlds, I think every player got a playset of Beseeches, which some people didn't really like. I didn't mind them. It was very different art on them. It was like very, very, very noticeably different than the Beseech arts or Beseech cards that we had at that moment. Yeah. It was not as good as Heavenly Guide in terms of like, Heavenly Guide was a CPR. Mm-hmm. The World's Beseech was just a foil borderless card with a giant stamp on it. So some people didn't like it as much. Personally, I was fine with it. But here's where it starts to irk me, because now we're getting a card that, frankly, I think if I played this against someone that didn't know it was a World's Top 8 promo, they'd be like, "Cool, CPR. Cool. Is that a buy a box promo or something like that?" Like, it's something that doesn't feel special. Yeah. You know, like
it looks like it was a CPR or CSR from the set that it came in.
The biggest issue is that it is copying a card. It is Cheshire Cat, right? I don't even know if we said that. This is that you get Cheshire Cat, which is a really playable card. That part is cool. Beseech the Wind was pretty darn playable too. So like, I'm glad that they're usually playable cards as a prize for the most competitive and playable event of the year, right? But the issue is that Cheshire Cat comes as a full art UR that has a foil already. And this does not look very different from the other versions of Cheshire Cat. Yeah. I think you could literally go to an Ascent, I could play this, and someone might not even notice it's a different artwork. Like, it's noticeable.
Dude, Beseech said Worlds.
Yes. Heavenly Guide did not.
Okay.
Yeah. But like, honestly, like if we're like, if you're focused on your match, you might not even notice that this is a different artwork, because it doesn't look that different. And so I'm just definitely voicing my objection to this, my distaste for it, that if you're going to make a top 8 promo for the pinnacle tournament in the world, make it feel special.
Make it feel special, like the art as well. But to me, it should also be mildly generic. Right? Beseech is mildly generic.
Oh, yeah.
Heavenly Guide is pretty generic.
Card choice is great, but not just because it already has something that looks really nice.
Well, this doesn't feel that generic to me.
It's
you have to play the Looking Glass.
Yeah.
You have to play the Looking, unless you want to go level 3 and play a Cheshire Cat.
This has seen more competitive play than Heavenly Guide has.
Yes, but again, it's about like, I feel like it should be generically good.
Sure.
So my counterpoint was Topsy Decree. Still having Cheshire Cat on it.
I think it should have been Topsy.
Topsy, you can play even if you're not going full norm, like Synergy or whatever. We've seen that obviously. Yeah. And Beseech, it's only in Wind, but that's sure. But it's generically okay.
It literally could have been this card art, everything. And then it just Topsy Decree instead, because I love when I play my Heavenly Guide in an event, and like I played it at regionals and stuff before, and people go, "What is that card?" Like, "Whoa, what is that?" Right? And like it's like just so like it's a very cool moment, and like this on Topsy would have been literally this artwork would work. Yeah. So I don't know. That's my opinion.
There you go.
I'm one man out there, so.
Yeah, I don't know how much more we have to talk about. We have 38 minutes left on the recording of those.
Yeah, I mean, we can skip a lot of the art collabs.
This was cool, though.
Very, very cool stuff.
I love the art on these. Yeah. This looks
beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah. Huge fan.
Love all
Pack
those.
4 is going to be great.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
They showed off the Tristan for Taylor.
Yeah.
Look
at that signature.
Worlds, very good.
Taylor Bow.
Worlds winners get a kind of like celebration card based on the deck that they played. So very cool to see. This will also be an SP4.
The set packages.
Yeah, similar to last year, basically.
The new merch.
Foam looking great.
Yeah, literally took it there when we were doing that.
Yep.
The early access for Sandbox, we mentioned that earlier.
Yep.
And then I guess the biggest thing would be, and there's Ascent Melbourne. Yep. There's the AMX Animo Expo happening, and then
my boy going to Cat 2.
Yeah,
Unmake Duality making its way up the ban list. Not something I want to see.
Yeah.
Love this card. I think it's super cool. I bought my Curio foils already, so RIP. We'll see.
Get to use them Pantheon.
Yeah, true.
And that's it for the presentation that they had.
I can't believe how much we actually covered.
Yeah, we covered a lot. It was like 2 hours. Yeah. Going back to real quick, these are all the books,
yeah,
currently. So it does work with Zhao Yu bring up books, but that was really off topic. One of the lore cards. The lore card, for those listening, is a 2-cost
glimpse and draw.
Yeah, glimpse 3 like if you control a book, and then no matter what, draw a card in a mem. It's kind of like a scry this guy.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
We've seen effects like that before.
Yeah,
the horse one. Equestrian something. It's glimpse 3 if you have a horse.
Yeah.
And then draw a card in memory.
Yeah.
No matter what, draw a card in memory.
Yeah.
So
there's just so much to look forward into Grand Archive. I mean, people are feasting on content right now. Yeah. All of us content creators are coming home from the summit and sharing so much content. So if you're newer to Grand Archive, I feel like we've had a couple new people comment on the podcast and videos and stuff. So it's cool to see Grand Archive, continuing to get some reach. And if you're newer, I really don't believe there's a better time to get into Grand Archive. Yeah. Fantastic stuff going on right now. It's exciting for everyone. There's so much more content for everyone to eat up, and just so super happy to be playing GA.
Yeah, if you want to buy the next set, check out Core TCG. Use code TRUE10 at checkout to get 10%
heavy rebate
back on your order. So for Grand Archive cards.
Great place to order RDO sealed product.
Yep. They'll have singles that can be shipped worldwide once the set drops. Unfortunately, they can't.
The sealed is USA only.
That's just like legal reasons.
Yeah.
But definitely check out. You get a discount. It helps us out. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Don't got anything else. I beat Caven in the Omnidex picture wars today.
Yeah, and you beat me in almost all our Pantheon games. Well, no, that's not true. I think we went
literally,
head-to-head.
we have a filmed game on our YouTube where you beat.
Whoa, spoilers.
Where I don't win. Wasn't first out, though. Also, just a clarity's sake, yes, there are some misplays and missed triggers things. Like someone commented on the video and said, technically, Alan would have died because it's a delayed trigger and he could have responded to it. Didn't know that was a thing.
Reflexive trigger.
Trigger. So
all 4 of us missed that in the moment. We even had a production team standing by to try to help us catch some stuff, which they did help us catch some stuff. They missed it as well. It happens. It was a brand new format to us and stuff. There's some tokens generated that weren't supposed to be generated.
Yep.
There's some crowd's favor triggers that were missed. It is what it is.
There was my filter beast. I don't know. Should have gotten a couple buff counters.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. So maybe it would have died.
I honestly think that not much changed in that game from all the Alan dying seems like it would be big, but I don't think it was.
So I guess I generated extra things. One thing that was really, really funny at the end. Yeah. So at some point you guys might have noticed Andy dealt 4 to me.
Yeah.
And I did Potion of Healing.
Yeah.
And I said, so I'll take 1. But I meant to say I should recover 1. And so I took 1 extra. At the very end when
okay, that one might have mattered.
When I got knocked out, I needed 1 more recovery. And he would not have been able to kill me.
You might have won the game, actually.
Just saying. But oops.
That is part of Pantheon. You do also have to remember that there is literally 2 times the amount of things happening than a normal game. And so you just try to help your opponents out with pointing out things that should be happening.
It's the whole point
is that it's casual and just to have fun. So you shouldn't be sitting there hyper analyzing the board the entire time, like making sure that you don't miss triggers. Like you play how you want, of course, but there are some things that are going to.
It's why we do. You can take stuff back. It's why you can be like, all right, I know I just said go to my end step, but can I bring out my boon? Because that's what I wanted to do. So, like all that kind of stuff. It's meant to have fun with your friends, and boy,
such a good time.
Will you have fun with your friends? Yeah.
Seriously, can't recommend it enough. I am already building Pantheon decks.
Yeah. Yep. So we will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for listening to this 2-hour plus long podcast. It's been a while since, my bad. Since we've had one of those. I don't know if we've ever had one more than 2 hours. Have we?
I feel like we've had some pretty long ones. We've
had an hour like 45 or hour 48, but this might be one of the longest. So thank you for listening to all of it.
Peak GA,
Peak GA.
Our longest podcast. Not gonna get it's all downhill from here.
And next week we'll talk about gosh dang it. We'll talk about something else. I don't know what.
There's going to be a million things to talk about, I'm sure. GA is just popping off right now.
Yeah. That's it for us. Yeah. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.